called out your name. It was at that very moment I knew I would not be the same. You left me broken all alone, and now you will not pick up your phone. Did you think that would get me feeling down? No, that made me drive all around that old small town. Did you think I would drown in your pain? Hell to the no, let me explain. I drove up to that old dive bar on the corner of a new tomorrow. I thought I was going in to drink away my sorrows. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. As you drove on by that old glowing neon sign, you see me walking in with someone new. You thought you left me broken and alone, waiting for me to pick up that damn phone. Did you think I would move on? It was a new day you left for me tomorrow. Hell to the no, let me explain. I drove up to that old dive bar on the corner of a new tomorrow. I thought I was going in to drink away my sorrows. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long. Hell to the no, let me explain. I drove up to that old dive bar on the corner of a new tomorrow. I thought I was going in to drink away my sorrow. Instead I danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all
Need a new
night
intro.
long.
Let's make a new
Instead I
song.
danced the night away. Boom bopping, bar hopping, body rocking, foot stomping all night long.
Oh, hold on, guys. So I'm going to go to where we left off. We're going to finish the Tiffany Marie live about Linda, and it began with Hurricane Camille, I believe. I've been covering it. This will be, I think, the fifth installment. It was or fourth installment. It was a 4 hour and 20-minute live. We got an hour left. We're going to go over this. I also started Donna Seraphina the other day, and I know I got some of her content set up here. I want to go over this J is for Justice live. However, before I start this, I'm going to ask people if they remember what the story was around it while we listen, because I don't know all of the backstory to this, but it involved Nita Diver, which I also find interesting because if I remember correctly, I think Cam invited Nita Diver into Search for Summer. Is that correct? Please let me know if I'm wrong. That's just, I'm going by memory, something I think I remember. Not 100% positive, but I think this is important because J is for Justice points out that Nita Diver contacted Donna, and there was some controversy around this. I found a short where somebody was a woman I never heard of. She was protecting Nita Diver. So these are all just entities that have involved themselves in Summer's case or searched for Summer or been asked to come into Summer's case in some way or another. And I think that it's just very important that we go over this. I also want to address my husband just quickly and briefly because that's not what this is about. Yes, that was a revenge live this morning because I found out my husband continues his pattern of disgusting ass behavior. Now he's in my comments again stating that I lie, and I have proof that I'm not lying. And I'm not going to allow this man to interfere with my YouTube and my life any longer, I don't think. I mean, I've tried everything I can as a wife to fix things between us, and it's just impossible when he continues a pattern of behavior that doesn't end. And I have to be careful while I'm live tonight because I also have proof, tons of it, that while I was leaving a post about him and responding to his nasty ass messages that he left me in my last live, he went into illegally. I'm an admin of my internet. I'm not a child. And he continuously goes in and shuts my internet off. Just a fair warning, he wants me to quit putting our business out here. But what he doesn't understand is that I'm pissed. I'm mad. The dude's been a douche for 21 years. Like, I've been dealing with his cheating, getting on date lines. Hi, little Dev. Hey, Winged, if you didn't see me. He's been cheating on me for 21 years with my friends on date lines. And this time he comes here, and I specifically asked him when he got here, was you going to tell me the truth? Have you been on date lines? Have you this? Have you that? He tells me no. Then today we're making calls to my dental, and I thought to write somebody or something. I can't remember what the whole story was around it, but I wanted his messenger because I no longer have Facebook, and I wanted to write somebody. And while I'm going through there, his Google pops up. So I scroll. He told me I can look at his phone. The whole time he was gone, he was on date lines and watching as much fucking porn as he could, as if he was preparing to go R somebody or something. Like at the same time, the P and the date lines. And then I find out, I look at the dates, May 6th, he was under my roof. We were fighting. Yeah, yes, I was on the phone with John, but we were just friends. And that day, John told my husband we were just friends at that point. I didn't do anything with John until my husband slammed a door in my face. He's been really perverted and disgusting. And I had him here for the last 4 days. I appreciate the things he did for me. He bought me clothes he didn't want to. He complained about it while we were in the store. He sends me money. I'm not saying my husband doesn't do his due diligence without, I have to fight with him for him to do these things for me. I shouldn't have to fight with my husband to want to care for me and respect me. I shouldn't have to fight with my husband to honor me and stand up for me against my ex-brother-in-law who's harassing me on my YouTube and saying the most awful things about me. He shouldn't be writing my brother-in-law and telling my brother-in-law that I'm going to fake fight with you on YouTube. Crystal's begging me to stick up for her, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fake fight with you. And then he gets mad when I put our business out there. Well, you know what, Earl? I'm a public figure now. That's what I would do. And a couple weeks ago, I made a post about what it's like to be newly separated from somebody after being with them for 21 years. And I'm going to showcase that. What it's like, how your husband comes back, wants you to forgive him for all of the things that he's done. But then he wants to nail you to the fucking floor and step on you and treat you like a piece of shit and lie and cheat. Things are going missing out of my home. I don't know why. I found out while I was gone one day. He came into my home when I wasn't home. Now I'm an administrator. The name of my cable bill, yeah, he's been paying it for the last year. I'm not going to deny that he's doing what he should do as a man. I appreciate those things. But just because you do those things doesn't give you a right to go talk on Datelines to as many women as you can and send them dick pics. Earl, do you get that? Just because you do your due diligence at home, because you don't fix shit. You trash my house. You left me a fucking mess that I got to clean up after because my son had to kick you out of the home after you put your hands on me again. I'm done, dude. Do not shut my internet off no more. Yes, you can do that to your children, but it's illegal to do it to the person whose name the internet is in. You are welcome, Mr. Sims, my husband, to come show differently that you didn't do these things. Here is a link on my panel. You are welcome to come show any screenshot you want and talk to me about me publicly. You're no longer going to embarrass me. I invited you into my home this week to try to make things okay with you. I found out you're still a perverted, disgusting pig. After 4 days of me sleeping with you twice while you were here, it isn't like you offered up the information and said, look, this is what I was doing. Because I definitely asked you, and you could have handed me your phone at that period. You did not. I'll be damned if I have to get back on YouTube after I'm on here stating I'm trying to work things out with my husband, and then I decide I don't want to work things out with you. I'm being transparent with my audience, Earl. I'm letting them know that things are not working out, that you're still a pig, and you didn't change your behaviors. Nothing I did after 18 years of your bullshit has changed a damn thing. Let's remember you did this for 2 years behind my back, and then I found out, and for 16 years, I have been in agony. I've lost a child over it, although you claim it wasn't because of you, but it was your stress that you put me through that caused me anxiety that hurt my heart, and then our child died. You told me a story about this girl named Jessica that you were having S with and telling me that she might be pregnant, asking me what does a skinny girl's pooch look like when they're pregnant, while I catch you cheating on me. I forgave you for all those years. Then you backstab me while some girl, Kylie, hi, where you at? How'd your appointment go, bitch? Is on here telling me she's pregnant to you. You're writing people and telling people that you're not going to stick up for me, and you're fake fighting with them on my YouTube. We are all broken people in this world. Nobody is immune to it. We all go through things in life. It's how we choose to handle it. Oh, little Dev, here's the problem. I have been begging my husband for 16 years for therapy, and I have proof of that. He absolutely refuses any sort of therapy and wants to come back here all the time, making me feel bad, putting me through these abusive patterns, in my opinion. Maybe mostly mental. He doesn't ever hit me to where he hurts me. Today it was a grab of the arm and knocking everything off my shelf, screaming and hollering because I wrote the girl he was writing to tell her he's married. He was angry that I wrote this girl. So how do you deal with this? I want to stop the patterns, right? I'm not going to allow this to continue, and I'm not going to embarrass myself by coming on YouTube and stating I'm trying to work things out with my husband when he publicly trashed me with my brother-in-law, whom I do not get along with and who has hurt my sister, in my opinion, in many ways of life. The man has hurt my family in many ways in life. And my husband's writing my enemy and allowing my enemy to continue on YouTube attacking me while I have a black eye that he sat back and watched and did nothing about and smiled while it was going on, trying to kick me out of my own home, take my freedoms away, even after doctors tell the man I'm not crazy. He's been told to stop. He was told by police to sleep downstairs. So while he's under my roof, he's on porn and writing this girl and on Datelines, sleeping in my home. No, it's not acceptable. I don't care how many fucking bills you pay, dude. I'm done with it. I've cried for 16 years. I sat here for 18 years, 21 years. Our whole relationship being loyal to you. Until you've done enough damage and hurt. This is domestic violence. It's mental abuse. When you lay your hands on a woman, it's physical abuse. Please, women, learn from my mistakes. Walk away from your man if they're causing you mental anguish and physical harm. If they're cheating on you, don't allow them to hold you back, because in my opinion right now, I'm feeling I have wasted 21 years of my life on a man being loyal to him while he has completely trashed me, betrayed me, not honored me, and held up to his wedding vows in any way, which manner. Which, by the way, the first time he cheated, we weren't married, and he uses that as an excuse. However, we did have a 5-year-old daughter and lived together. Just because you're not married doesn't give you the permission to go do so. That's a dumbass fucking excuse. Now, that's all I'm going to talk about that. That took up like 12 minutes of my time. You've wasted enough of my fucking life, you piece of shit. So now what I'm going to do is move on to Tiffany Marie and not allow you to derail me anymore. And it's funny that the same people keep coming in the comments and sticking up for Earl. Are they somebody you're effing, Earl? Like, weird shit, dude. You don't even say stop to them. You unsubscribed from my channel. You deleted my pictures from your phone. I didn't do that. We're done, dude. There's no more trying, and you will continue to keep paying because I'm going to take you for alimony. And now I have proof you cheated first, bitch. We're done. Have a good fucking life. Go use my kids, live with my daughter, teach my daughter to go against me, lie to her, do all the things you do. You are a true piece of shit. And I want every woman out here to know that somebody who's been with you for 21 years, that you can't be loyal, faithful, or care about them or their feelings, have empathy or compassion, or even take them on a romantic date. Fuck you. We're finished. He does owe me to get my teeth fixed, but he won't. He ain't even trying to help the situation. He provoked that. He didn't do it, but he provoked it. It was his birthday the night before, and he treated me like he was on the phone with somebody. Well, guess what? He was. Or like he was sleeping with somebody. He was. He absolutely was. I asked him to come home before I did anything. He hung up the phone on me, told me he wanted nothing to do with me. So I went and I slept with someone. Someone that I actually have known my whole fucking life. He was my first boyfriend. It wasn't Datelines, thousands of people going and fucking texting and trying to get as much S as I can. Going in TikTok, writing people, stating that it's okay, I'll meet you at that's an abandoned house. I'm so horny, do you want to have S with me? Dude, you looked up the girl's address and then he told me he did it to prove a point. To who, Earl? You didn't even turn the profile in. I have proof of that. I took screenshots of our whole conversation. I can show it. But you're asking me not to put our public information out there, not to talk about my anguish. Do you understand I'm done being silenced by you? This is finished. I have deleted and blocked my husband today, and I'm going to kindly ask him quit shutting off my internet. Delete the Comcast app from your phone. Stop it. All right, guys, let me come back to chat a minute. Incapable of change. That's right, Marion. He doesn't care. The man actually told me that I need consequences. Well, he suffered some consequences after 18 years of his bullshit. So he goes and gives me more consequences, much of the same. Doing the same exact thing he did that hurt us all those years ago that we continue to fight about. He goes and does the same thing. Calls me a whore while he's trying to do it with whores. He was calling me a whore, blocking me, slamming doors in my face when I went to try to talk to him about financial information, refusing my daughter to come down the steps and speak with me, starting fights between my daughter and myself. Right. That's what I'm saying, Isabella. He thinks that what he did, there's no problem. It's okay what he did. And it's not okay what I did, and I'm a whore, even though he continued to do it while calling me a whore. I bet. And that's the thing, like, he thinks I'm out looking for a relationship. I'm not. I'm 48 years old. I've wasted my whole young life with him. I've lost all of my friends being with him. I lost my independence being with him. I gained heart failure from giving birth to a dead baby, which enabled me to be allowed to work. My doctors don't want me to work because I have dilated cardiomyopathy, which is the worst kind of heart failure. And right now, talking to you guys online, I can just, boom, die. It's not like a sudden, like you can have cardiac heart failure, but it can be so bad that you die in an instant with the heart type of heart failure I have. And he has caused that to worsen, causing me stress. Like, why do I want that in my life? Why does any woman want that amount of stress in their life? He doesn't care. There's no empathy from him. No compassion. Now, this weekend, he did really good. But then, this week. But then at the end of it, it's like, okay, now let me hurt you right before I leave. It's almost like he gets enjoyment from it. And he calls me crazy. He's trying to 302 me, telling people I'm crazy because I actually did think the dude could poison me based on his actions. I mean, you're acting like you hate someone. You're going to my enemies and working against me because they don't like something I said about them. Earl, like, grab a link. You bitch. Get out here and show the world what you really are. Don't come in my comment section accusing me of lying when you know damn well I'm not lying. And you're a whole total trash piece of fucking shit. The tears are gone, Earl. I'm not sad anymore. Understand that. Now it's anger. Cam tried to get Nita Diver, but Cam didn't have access to private properties or the ability to help them. Okay, so do you know why Nita Diver left? That's helpful. Thank you. It was Cam that reached out to them. Thank you so much for that, Kyle. Yeah, well, I blocked him today, Marion. And that's what I'm going to do because the harassment is real. And although this does seem like I'm harassing him, I'm really not. I'm just trying to move on from my life and show my pain, what I've been through, and what it's like when your husband tries to silence you because he's jealous you're on YouTube, or angry, or doesn't want another man looking at you or talking to you while he's doing the exact opposite. It's grotesque. Guilty conscience. That's what I told him today. That's what I'm doing, Isabella. I'm moving on. Unfortunately, I'm doing it public. But that's because my husband publicly tried to take me down. What? That's hurtful. This could have been kept private. He could have told me my brother-in-law was writing him instead of working against me. At the same time, I'm begging him to get on there and please stick up for me. Please stop this nonsense. Tell Bob to stop. Block him. He couldn't do that. Instead, he got to get on there and say, oh, I'm going to pretend to fake fight with you, ex-brother-in-law. I take your side, not my wife's. I don't know, dude. You're a pig. Seriously, it sure seems that way, huh? I loved that movie. Did you see the movie? What's her name? Charlize Theron. She gained all that weight. She did such a good job. Would you forgive him? That's what I'm saying. Would you forgive him after 16 years after getting caught being forgiven? And we've been together for 18 years. Like I forgave him for 16 years. When is enough enough? When do us women put ourselves first before we cater to and be loyal and faithful and honor our men while they're backstabbing, hurting, and doing everything to cause us harm? That's how I'm feeling. It feels shitty saying that because I've loved this man for the whole 21 years. But what's the point in loving somebody who doesn't love you back? Who can't show you love back, honor you? Right. Enough is enough. And now he'll probably refuse to send me money till I can figure out some sort of income, even though he promised by the contract of marriage to take care of me. I can't get SSI and Social Security because I'm married to him and he makes too much income. So he wants me to be like without nothing. Or he wants to rub it in my face that he does what he's supposed to do. It's kind of like I'm in a situation where I have to talk to the man to survive. I don't make money on YouTube. Right now, my daughter-in-law signed me up for food stamps. I haven't turned in what my husband's sending me, but I do plan to. Because at the moment when we signed up, he wasn't sending me nothing and he was refusing to get my teeth fixed or sign me up for medical or help me figure out a way to do so, which today we did find out he can't. But they're not going to pay for an implant. I have to go get a something you take out. That's going to take time. And then I'm going to save up to go get an implant because I'm embarrassed. He's saying I'm embarrassing him. He doesn't care about the astronomical amount of embarrassment he has placed on me for almost 2 decades. But for the last couple months, I've been embarrassing him. And he wants me to stop, so he's going to shut my internet off. As if he's my father. That's abusive, Earl. Stop. Got to come up with money for divorce. I don't have a pot to piss in. I get about $150 in food stamps and medical. I'm trying to make money here on YouTube, but people like my husband and Linda want to keep bringing me down. I would turn my money in and be right. There's no reason to lie. He's done nothing but hurt me in every way possible. Financial, physically, mentally. I've had enough. There's only so much a human can take before they can't take no more. At this point, I'm really feeling I would rather be fucking homeless and broke. All right. 31 minutes of this. We're done. Let's move on to why I'm here. I think my husband has derailed me enough. Don't you, Earl? All right. We are going to go to rotten fruits and roots. Let me share. I don't even know, Marion. I think it's like 150 because he pays for it. He does pay it, but it's in my name, and I live here, and he doesn't. And he doesn't have a right to go in and put parental controls on my internet. I'm not a child. Thank you, Isabella, for allowing me the time to vent. It's been hard. And it's hard to go through this when you are in the public. I'm not a big in the public person. I have 40 people watching me, 3, 4 people commenting. But yet I'm still in the public. And to go through this in the public and have him actually go into the comment sections and continue to bash me after he's already caused me enough fucking pain. He doesn't listen to me. When I tell him my feelings, he tells me my feelings don't count. By saying, that's not what it is. What's not what it is, Earl? That's my feelings. Why are my feelings not real to you? He puts me through silence. He blocks me. He'll ignore me. He ignores my phone calls and tells me he just wants to text because he doesn't want to argue. Well, Earl, you started the argument. What is it? You don't want to hear me bitch about the things you've done to hurt me because you don't care. You have no compassion about them. I'm through. Thank you, little Dev. And it does hurt. And I'm not crying now, but I'm not saying I'm not going to get off of here and go bawl my eyes out. I cried earlier today when I caught him doing the same thing that has destroyed us. While he blames me and accuses me of being a whore, all he wants is whores. Hundreds of them. Extreme gaslighting, Marion. And I tell him that, and he says, no, this ain't gaslighting. You caused this. He tells me I caused it. Okay, dude. I've been loyal to you for 21 years. Never cheated on you until now. Yeah, I did. But we weren't together. And you're right. We weren't together when you were sending the date lines and doing all that shit. However, that doesn't prove to me that you want to be with me. It ain't like one woman. You're writing your friends' little sisters, being on date lines, watching porn, and acting like a pig. I talked to one dude. I haven't talked to no other dudes in 21 years. Not like that. You have sent your. He asked me, did John see your boobs? Yeah, he did. I was truthful with my husband. He snapped the fuck out. However, he's been online sending his naked penis to as many women as he can for years. You're a hypocrite, dude. Plain simple. The biggest of all pigs and hypocrites there are out there, in my opinion. Right. He says that's not cheating. I cried the whole time I've been with him, Marion. You know what? There's nights I don't even sleep with him. I sit on my floor and cry because he's so ignorant to me. He never wakes up until recently, till the last 4 days, and smiles at me. It's every day he wakes up, rumbles at me, yells at me from morning till night. Bitches about everything. Complains if he does the dishes. I'm too short to reach the bottom of the washer. So he got to rub it in my face that he got to get the washer out of the clothes. And I don't do nothing. I'm a lazy bitch. No. You know what? I used to clean everything and he did nothing until he cheated on me and made me feel like a piece of shit. And then I come home and tried to fucking please him the best I can, even having his baby who died. But I scrubbed my whole house down. I took like 3-4 days in the kitchen, organizing every drawer. You know, this motherfucker came in, took everything I organized and moved it all around and destroyed it in 5 minutes. 4 days of work. Who would want to fucking clean after him? Here, Earl, read it. I know you're watching. Like, who wants to fucking cater to a man that doesn't appreciate anything you do for them? I'm done. Don't send me money, Earl. I don't care. You're blocked. There's no more communication. I'm saying it publicly. I will have Bailey reach out for you to you tomorrow to send me a little bit of money so I can survive. If you don't, you don't. What am I going to do? I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm done being treated like a piece of shit. While I cater to you. Suck my whole ass, dude. I'm going to show you no empathy. You deserve to be fucking embarrassed. You should be. You had a good woman. You fucked it up. Being a pig. All right, I'm going to come off and let you guys listen. I'll be in the chat for the next hour.
Imagine that. I mean, this shit just goes on and on and on. A dead fake fed? Okay, hold on. Let me just slow this down a little bit. Just a little bit. This is important.
But so yeah, that is true. There was somebody who was pretending, and for what, I have no idea.
Oh no, you do, Penny. You have every idea. You're the one pulling all the strings all this time, but you have no idea.
I cannot.
This bitch is a whole lie. That's why she hides. That's why she doesn't go live. That's why she does everything from behind the scenes in a Discord and on phone calls. It's all behind a curtain.
Not even tell you.
She plays dumb, but she's the one creating all of this mess for all this time. And she's going to cry about a phone number. Some are still missing, Penny. Right now, 9:46 p.m. Eastern time. On June 25th, 2023, Summer is still missing. And you have been causing chaos amongst her case for 2 years. Congratulations. You're a piece of shit.
But yeah, she and posted note was privy to all conversations with Jody Sue. Um, so what do you? I mean, what do you think? What do you think about that? She's not lying, guys. There was somebody who pretended to be that.
Okay, so did you hear that again? That's the second time she's telling you Jody Sue's not lying. But she'll sit here every day and tell you Jody Sue's lying. Why do you think Penny's got all these lives hidden? She's telling you Jody Sue is not lying about Stacy Slay. Miss Coco, Tiffany, I found something odd over the fake Fed death. I'll catch up with you. Cry, Penny. Look at the lives you hurt. Own their tears. Miss Coco, my email is in my about section. It's open anytime. Whatever you have to send me, go right ahead. I'm all in the know about fake obituaries and all the things. I'm not saying Stacy's not really deceased. However, who knows? I don't know. I mean, it's so ironic that a day after I told Stacy Slay that everybody was going to know what she did in her zip code, she dropped dead. What are the odds? So I reach out to Stacy Slay. The first time, shit. I mean, I don't know. I was threatened with the worst form of revenge ever. The second time I reached out, and that was 45 minutes later. The second time I told Stacy Slay I was going to make sure everyone in her life knew what she did in Summer's case. She died the very next day. I'm sorry. I just don't understand that. I don't believe in coincidences, but hey, maybe it's just the greatest coincidence ever. Who knows?
That is true. And yeah.
Yeah, it's all my fault that Stacy died. Right. I don't even believe these people. I really don't. And yes, I did talk to Stacy Slay's husband. He's a real peach.
What do I think about it? I think this crazy Looney Tune lady victimized Jody Sue. For what purpose?
Penny is a crazy Looney Tune lady that victimized Jody Sue too. I mean, Penny was the brains behind all of it.
Purpose? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Jody Sue is telling the truth. Mm-hmm. Yes, she is. This lady reached, but the thing is, she.
Okay. Did you all hear that? Linda saying Jody Sue is telling the truth. Penny says, yes, she is. Because during this live right here, and it goes on and on, Penny wants Jody Sue back on her good side. And she sure as fuck tries. I guess it didn't work. But yeah.
She reached out to us in email as she always used what I guess is her real name. She always used her real name. And she was always really supportive of the channel. And then it started to be, I think what really kind of made us pay attention to the things that she was saying and even believe it, believe that she might possibly be privy to things that we're not, is because a lot of the things that she said would check out, right? So we would look into stuff and we would be talking behind the scenes like, well, how would she know that? Like, we need to ask her. We need to ask her, how in the world would you know that? And then it finally came out where she's like, well, I'm with one of the agencies that came in on day whatever. This agency is also working on Michael Vaughn's case.
Okay. So Stacy Slay, Penny's saying Stacy Slay also worked on Michael Vaughn's case. Stacy Slay did not work for CARD. Stacy Slay did not work for the TBI. Stacy Slay was a beauty queen, okay? She sold flooring for a living,
and she did all of these little beauty pageants. She was not a card team member. She did not work for the TBI. She also presented herself as if she worked for law enforcement in Alabama.
I have to go back and rewatch everything. But have we ever confirmed that that's the real Stacy Slay, or is that somebody just using Stacy Slay's name? I know Tiffany or somebody talked to her husband. I can't remember what the outlaws, the outcome of all of that was. And we're going to have to go back. So if anybody can point me in the direction for all of that, where Tiffany talked to them, like the date or the name of the live or anything like that, that would be greatly appreciated. I'd like to see all the Stacy Slay information. I know that at one point the lady went under Stacy Tolliver, I believe. I found her on Facebook. I do have a little bit of information in my Canva. I think I'm going to have to look. Hey, Dippy, how are you? Hey, I'd like to have a conversation with you, Dippy, about what happened on your panel the other day. I don't blame you for that. I know Lips orchestrated that. I'm not angry at you in any way, and I didn't say that in my live when I covered it. I was a little confused about it, but I was thinking maybe you and I should have a private conversation if it's okay. Was that your channel that Lips was on? No. Was that yours? Maybe I have the channel wrong. I covered it. Lips came on and was like talking mad shit on me. I thought it was you, but I could be wrong. Let me go look. I owe you an apology if it wasn't you. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, let me go find it. Hold on. That's your channel, right? They were on. I covered that. I didn't think that you were allowing it, but she went on and she was just going on and on and on. And she shared, like, they went over my live. She had a lot to say about me. I just wanted you to know that it wasn't you I was attacking when I went over this. And I just didn't know if you seen it. So I wanted to make sure that you did. A little confused, but I didn't feel like you attacked me. I just want to say that. Okay. Hey, Lorianne, how are you? Did I miss anybody? I don't think. All right, let me go back to Tiffany. I said what I had to say. If any, oh wait, what did Dippy say about Slay? I seen that. Hold on. Oh, laugh out loud, Stacy Slay. Okay, let me put this back on.
Oh, there's so much. There's just so much. So I'll get into all that. I'm not even done with the Stacey Slay stuff. And if they think that Stacey Slay dying is going to keep me from talking about what I know about it, they're wrong.
Okay, thank you. I had a good birthday until today, Lorianne. You might want to watch the beginning of my live.
Get out of this with a real.
But I'm going to jump down and let you listen.
They did this in Summer's case. They really did. Pose as a fake federal agent. I'm sorry. I don't care. I have no problem talking about what happened. And I have no problem showing everything I can about Stacey Slay either. Dead or alive. Like it or leave it. I don't care. Because she really did pretend to be a Fed. For what?
And we're just like trying to like between ourselves, we're like, well, who in the world could this be? Like, this is weird. Why would she reach out to us? Whatever. And so finally, was it on the phone that she told us that she was colored, or was
Just like Jose. Jose, has anybody seen a death certificate for Jose Roman? Anyone? I'm sorry. It's not good enough that someone said he was. I need to see a death certificate for Jose Roman, or I'll just drive to Gloversville myself. And I'll go pick it up. If it exists. And if it doesn't, he's not dead. But, however, I believe his whole family would pretend he was, because that man was terrified after what they did to him online. I do not believe Jose is dead. Stacey, questionable, but I just think it's such a coincidence. I do not believe Jose is dead. Show me a death certificate for either of these people. And then maybe I'll believe it, but I don't believe it right now. Penny, you created the fake Fed. That was your doing. And Penny has yet to go live on that freaking channel of hers.
Very large
to 10,000 subs to explain any of this. But you know what she does do? She surrounds herself with all of my ex-mods who know everything about Penny. But because I don't accept them over here anymore, they have nowhere else to go but plant their ass next to her. We're going to get to that too when I have time. But I don't have time. Not right now. You can't go online and slander me with people I don't care about and think I'm going to care. I don't. I only really care about Summer. And every time I go to talk about these people, something else more important comes up. And every time I go to look for things that are important about them, more important things come up about Summer and the people creating all this havoc around her. So, like I said earlier, I just keep putting them on the back burner, but I have to thank them, because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't have found this today, thanks to Luda or any of the other lives. So, thank you. I'm so glad that these people have done what they did, because we weeded out all the dirt. They can say whatever they want about me. They're just angry with themselves for leaving, because now they sit with trash. They found their tribe and they're all angry. I am still searching for answers along with all of the other people.
put that in an email?
They're sitting with
Many of you know that Candace Wells and Candace Bland and Don Wells had 3 other boys that were taken away when Summer Wells went missing on June 15th, 2021. And JLR on Twitter has this posted, and it looks like Josie is up for adoption, which is promising, but it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth regarding the things that his parents have claimed over the past years since Summer went missing. Now, we don't have all the details into the court case that was going on. However, it's not a good sign for all of those individuals who love to pander to Don and Candace. It says Josie loves exploring in the woods and looking for his forever family. This is Tennessee Kids Belong. He's being adopted out.
I'm going to disagree, Debbie, a little bit. And I'm going to tell you why. Even though he's about 18 now, He needs someone to love him and somewhere to go when he ages out. I don't know what AB is going to say here. I don't know if I'm going to agree or disagree, but I think that they put him out in the public for a reason, and Josie's looking for love. And all of us love the Welsh children so very much. It's a little embarrassing. But I'm hoping that Josie gets a good. He's 16. When he went missing, he was 14. And I believe he turned 15. What was it? That September after? So he'd be 18, 19 now. The youngest was a lot, or they were 14, 11, and 8 when Summer went missing. We're coming up on 4 years, so he would be about 18. I don't think so. Could have been. No, the middle child was 11, and I'm almost positive even on the news they stated he was 14. I'll take it off. I don't want to upset anybody. I just like to see that he's doing well. Very handsome. Looks like both Donnie and Candace. More like Candace. We'll go back to this. I'll watch it on my own. Let me come back to chat. No, you're right. So he might be 17, getting ready to turn 18 in September, is what I'm saying. Like, I think all their birthdays were in the fall, except for Summer. He's definitely going to need, all the boys are going to need, yeah, he's about 17, but I think he turns 18 in September. Don't quote me, but I think that's what it is. Dawn was on shares many times and said, my 14-year-old, my 14-year-old. I believe Allison referenced to him at being 14. I believe in 2020, something happened that caused Dawn to take him right after he turned 14 to Utah. He was 13 right before then. So, but either way, he's 17, about to be 18. Yeah, don't try to contact him. Don't do that. Let the boy live his life. Let all the Welsh children live their lives. I hope that one day, if Dawn and Candace are innocent, that they can reconcile. They have a long life ahead of them and they're still young. They still have a chance. Okay, let me go back to this. I'm sorry, you guys were talking about it. I just wanted to go see. I didn't know it was a video. All right.
The people who have really played out in front of us criminal acts for everybody to see. I am so embarrassed that I ever let those people around me. It's shameful, truly.
No, I don't remember. That was on that.
And I promise.
Yeah. Yeah. Dippy. And not just that, if you remember, after Josie was placed, Dawn had made a statement that Josie wasn't handling things well, and they had to separate him from the two younger siblings, that there were two group homes and one went to one and the other two went to another. So I'm sure all of this has been traumatizing, and he's definitely old enough to come out and speak and be on the internet. So he probably sees, not speak, but be on the internet. He's definitely not 15. He was definitely over 13 when Summer went missing. And it's been 4 years. He's definitely not only 15. Now, the middle child would be probably 15. Actually, he would be 15 because he was definitely 11 at the time. And the youngest was definitely 8. It's just the oldest one that everybody has discrepancies with. So he's definitely older than 15. He said if he had a YouTube channel, he'd use it for gaming. Did he? Oh, does he talk in there? I'll have to watch it on my own. I don't want to offend anybody, and I definitely don't want to offend Dawn and Candace or Summer or any of the other boys by putting it out there. I'll give it a couple days and see what happens if other people cover it, and then I'll go over it. I just wanted to see what you guys were talking about. Yeah, you know he's watching YouTube. He probably sees anything. Can you imagine how lonely and sad his nights are? I can't believe that nobody's adopted him yet. All these Summer Wells supporters out here, nobody's reached out to adopt. Maybe we can find somebody really good for him. I don't think it's a bad thing to share it. I think it's the way you share it is what's hurtful. I'll watch it on my own and then I'll decide if I'm going to share it with you guys. I think that's a good idea. All right, let me go back to what I was doing. Thank you for sharing that with us, Dippy. I didn't know about it. I appreciate that. Yep. I don't think nobody reach out to Josie. Please keep it respectful. Wait for maybe one day he wants to come out and talk and tell his story. He was closest. He was closest to the case, and he is who Jody Sue said Candace was screaming at. He was also responsible at a young age for a lot of young children for a long period of time that day. It has to be hard. He must, in my opinion, probably blames himself. Don't do nothing that would hurt any of the Welsh children, please.
Promise when I have time, I'm going to go through each and every single one of you, but Summer comes first. And no matter what I have planned each and every time, if something more important comes up regarding Summer, that's what I'm going to do. That shit's just an added bonus for a bunch of drama and bullshit that matters, but it just doesn't matter that much. Summer does, though. And I'm glad I got back on track with Penny because I kind of got a little distracted. A month ago? They always love to throw a monkey wrench and they like to distract me from what's important. Well, I landed right back on my feet here. And here we are again, digging into Penny.
Phone conversation. Yeah. And there was three. There was me, you, her, and then I think one other person. Was it Kelly? Yeah, it was Kelly. Yes. Yeah. So
Kelly Fustos from Allen, Texas. Yes, she was involved with the fake feds, right?
Kelly Fustos from San Antonio, Texas, Allen, Texas, Plano, Texas, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Those are the places Kelly Fustos has lived. She has family in the San Antonio area, some of which I know personally in real life. But just let me make that clear. And she lived in Plano during this time.
Kelly Fustos. Right outside Dallas.
yeah. So I mean, that's everybody kind of found out at the same
Just a quick Google search, guys. You can find so much.
time. This lady was saying she was hard. Um, we hesitantly believed, but very soon after Jody Sue expressed that she had hesitations about this lady, I told Jody Sue, I was like, really, you really think that this lady is fake? Like, why would she do this? And she's just like, I don't know, the language is just off. Like, the language is off. Why is she referring to Summer as our girl and stuff like that? She's like, that's very, it's not professional, So yeah, I do feel like this person is fake. So at that point, I was just like, oh, okay, well then I'm not gonna talk to her anymore, because what the hell? So, we stopped talking to her. Basically, I mean, she would message us every now and then, and see how we're doing, and or it would seem like she was seeing how we were doing, but um, I mean, basically, I was just waiting for her to keep telling us stuff instead of calling her out and being like, hey, I feel like you're fake. But the thing is, she encouraged us to have Jody Sue be in contact with Paul Grant, and it's like, why would you do that if you're fake? Like, didn't she even? Girl, I don't know. I don't know. But she encouraged it, and why she sent Jody Sue money, I don't know. But do you remember when Jody Sue sent us the screenshot? Whenever that first came out, that she sent Jody Sue money, she sent us a screenshot, and she was like, why the hell did she just send me money? And we're like, what the fuck? But Stacy Slay says that it was accepted on Jody Sue's end. So I don't even know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what if it was accepted. All I know is this woman says she accepted it. Was it accepted? I don't know.
I got the tiniest little bit
Tell me
left.
about
I'll
her.
smoke with you. I'll smoke a bowl, Isabella.
So she's the
Let's
one
do
that
it.
asked me to tell my son's story and said that she had sent it to Dave Roush, Chris McDonough, and I can't remember who the other person was. And I have no receipts of it all, and how she was going to help me find answers to him, and then to find out, basically, she manipulated me.
Yeah. I mean, didn't she even cry when you told her?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember that.
She obviously had done her research on who I was, and that's scary in itself.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, where did she come from? Why did she reach out to us? So look, whenever I mentioned Chase's name on the live stream, probably like for the first time was in August, I think. August, so I don't know. Jody Sue reached out to me in late September. And right before that, I think, because I was going through emails this morning trying to look at the timeline of when all these people started reaching out. And, I think it was probably within days of each other that Jody Sue and this Stacy person reached out. And, within a few days, maybe a week. And yes, Allie, we did. We looked her up. We did not. I mean, there were some things. You want to talk about that? I mean, I'll talk about it. You don't have to talk about it. But I'll tell you, after Jody Sue said that this lady is not real, we looked her up. And
Yes,
we were like, oh shit, like, what is this? Because there was what was it? Was it Johnson City that we found? Was it Johnson City or was it Jonesboro?
no, it was Kingsport, that realty group.
Yeah, there was some sort of business or something out there that she was attached to. And then there was also a previous marriage to a person. Well, I don't know, should I say that part? Because it might send, I don't know, like, I don't know.
Without telling.
So does somebody want to answer why Linda's allowed to go dox people on someone's panel, but if somebody does it to her, it's wrong? Why Linda's allowed to go say what people do for a living and where they live, but I'm being sued for exactly what she does. Way before I even made a channel. My channel wasn't made till November. All of this shit happened at the beginning of Summer's case when True Crime Commentary came out. And then after the Chase billboards. Linda was already there and planted. Doxing people. Telling them what their professions are. But I was being sued for doing the same exact thing. And that wasn't even in the lawsuit. That's just the accusations her attorney was making to me in text messages. Lots of hypocrites out here, don't you think?
And her name is Jody Sue Has. If anybody wants to go back and find it, I'm not going to say her name. But I would tell who the previous marriage was to.
Okay, so yeah, we're not going to say her name, even though I already said Stacey. Jody Sue has said it before. You please go watch everything Jody Sue has to say about that, because she's telling the truth. However, so whenever Jody Sue let us know, like, I don't trust this lady at all. And I'm just like, okay, because we're not, this is the first time, I don't know about you, but this is the first time I have ever been involved to the extent of not just listening, I'm actually talking about it, on
Another thing is, why do they address Linda as Post-it Note when Linda had a channel, Coffee, Crayons, and Crime? Hold on. Do you see this? 3 years ago, Linda covered many missing children. Her first video was about Summer. December 7th, 2021. But I believe this is 2022 or 2023. They're addressing her, and they only address her as the researcher, Post-it Note 3, and not as Coffee, Crayons, and Crime, where she is posting content. Now, Tiffany knew this, Krama knew this, Gavel knew this, Scott knew this, Penny knew this, but everybody only addresses Linda as Post-it Note 3. And then she says, I'm doxing her and I'm putting pictures out of her with a clown over her face, but she has her picture right there. Yeah, it has a filter on it, but it's more her than what I posted about her. Right? You still suing me in Pennsylvania, Linda? You've been up to fuck shit in Summer's case since the beginning. Why are they addressing you as Post-it Note 3 and not Coffee, Crayons, and Crime? That's a bit odd. Especially when you're posting content about Summer.
When people start psychics and all these different people start reaching out to you, it's kind of like, and especially if they seem to know things, they probably, how do they know these things? Like, you start to question, and whenever they say that they have inside information, because, and then you believe them because some of the things that they're saying, you look into it and it checks out, it just gets a little bit weird. And I need to start, being a better judge of character, clearly, for sure. But this woman had a previous marriage to a person by the last name of Dobbs. And she said it was like a very short marriage, right? She was like, it was like 6 months or less or something like that, right?
I think she said 3 to 6 months, somewhere in there. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't think that we ever made the connection between Jackie Dobbs and whatever Dobbs she was married to. At the point of, we just kind of stopped. Whenever we stopped trusting, everybody comes into this thinking that we all have the same intentions, and people promise you, people come into this with the wrong intentions, and we don't. As soon as there was doubt, especially if Jody Sue was not trusting her, and a lot of things didn't check out. Like, there's been times when we asked her, if you are really who you say you are, then take a picture of yourself at this location, and it was always, it never got done. And I typically, I fall on the side of, I want to believe people. I really don't meet people and automatically feel that they're lying. I think I have and I hope that moving forward, I won't automatically assume people are being truthful. I'm just gonna have to approach everybody with doubt from here on out. But I guess that's the best way to protect yourself.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm the devil's advocate, and I was the one questioning Penny on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the day the red light went off for me was when she sent Jody Sue that message saying, call Paul Durant at 3:30 or something like that.
That was all Penny's doing. Paul Durant was all Penny's doing. She said she had connections to him and that he was a good friend of hers, and she did not trust Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, and she did not trust the TBI, and that they needed to call and tell Paul Durant everything. She was funneling all tips to Paul Durant. Why? I've yet to hear an explanation for that from Penny.
And this is why I go back and forth on Tiffany. I truly, somewhere deep inside of me, believe Tiffany, Benny, and AB are all innocent and that they were played by people like Penny, Linda, possibly, maybe I'm speculating, Chris McDonough. I mean, since Penny reached out to the handwriting expert that worked with Chris McDonough to trash Jody Sue, right? But I also believe Jody Sue at one point in time worked with these same people and something happened. Like she didn't get her fair share of the money. Although I did run into something the other day where Jody said all the proceeds from the t-shirt could go to Summer's fund, but later Jody threw a fit because she didn't get the proceeds from the t-shirt. Or when she did get the proceeds, it was only something like $12 or $16. Chris M has never done any good. Remember Michael Crow. Yeah, Isabella, but see, I look at Michael Crow's story and Summer's story as two very different things and two very different times in life. As officers, you can make mistakes, right? Maybe with the Michael Crow, Chris McDonough made a huge mistake questioning that boy without representation. He knows the laws. It does show that Chris doesn't follow laws when it comes to cases. So then he retires and he wants to make money and he builds this big channel, right? But on top of the channel, he has discords where he's asking suspects to come in and he's going and questioning suspects and putting it, or witnesses, and putting it publicly where it can destroy a case. And you got to remember that Chris knows these laws. He has testified in court as a police officer. Most police officers do. When they arrest somebody, they have to go to court, and he's very well rounded, taught what hinders an investigation. He did all the things in Summer's case that would hinder an investigation. However, you do see some police departments, like Michael Vaughn's, commending him. So is it just the police they were working with? But it bothers me that he's in Discord, having private chats, reaching out to family members, trying to bring a crime from 40 years ago to cause confusion in Summer's case. Yeah, it shows a pattern, but that's something you share with the police, not with YouTube. That caused the beginning of Dawn Wells' dirty laundry and the bashing of the Wells and a lot of the confusion. And you hear at one point even Lawson or somebody say, we are not working with Chris McDonough. There was a point in time where they had to actually come out publicly and say that. I'll have to look for it. Or any YouTube creators. Chris forced that shit from Utah. The police had that opportunity in Summer's case in Rogersville to follow Dawn, see his patterns, listen to his phone calls. But again, they were tainted with officers from Utah coming to try to arrest him and question him for a crime that happened 40 years ago that has nothing to do with Summer. Unless it does. How would that be? I mean, does Dawn's sisters get involved? I have questions about Mary. I've spoken to Jeannie personally for hours. Only one phone call, but it was hours long. I like Jeannie. I believe Jeannie. And I also believe that Jeannie didn't expect things to happen the way they did. She's meek. She didn't want to come out publicly. Her daughter's a firecracker, in my opinion, much like me. Can't keep your mouth shut. The daughter went to Facebook, made some accusations against Dawn, which I believe were true. But Chris McDonough took it to another level and started contacting Jeannie and Mary and offered Mary a cooking channel and to build her cooking channel. Then Mary went panel riding for years, from panel to panel, and couldn't keep her fucking trap shut. I don't like Mary. I think Jeannie's sweet. I think Jeannie's truthful. I don't feel that Jeannie has lied, and Dawn has fessed up to what he's done, although he can't take accountability for it, but that never should have been brought to YouTube in Summer's case. And it never should have been brought into Summer's case to muddy the waters when it came to laws. It's one crime at a time. And Summer's case is the bigger crime because she's missing. And I feel what Chris McDonough, and it's my own opinion, Jeannie has not said anything about it to me, but I feel what Chris McDonough and what even her sister Mary did was cause Jeannie harm because Jeannie's daughter spoke out. Dawn was in Utah the October prior. Could it have something to do with Summer? Absolutely. Was that meant for YouTube? No. Did it cause LE to have problems investigating Summer's case? In my opinion, I'm speculating that it did. Just coming in here. Hi, Maria. I'll listen from here and go back to what I missed earlier. I love you, Crystal. Hold your head high and keep being brave and true. Aw. See, and that's what I tell you guys. It's the comments like that that keep me going and want to keep coming back. I so appreciate that. Thank you so very much. They should have told that a long time ago or wait a little longer. Yeah, right. Well, here's the thing. We get the story that Jeannie did try to tell, or Mary tried to tell. One of them did. They went to the police station and a dad punished them for doing so. So it shows a generational pattern. And all those things are important, but the way you go about them, like you could have brought it out and not brought the police into it to confuse Summer's case. Like I feel like, in my opinion, that's what they did. The very second, and not even just the Dawn, Jeannie, Mary stuff, but the very second Chris McDonough went to Hunter, so early on, an underage child, without an attorney present, and brought him public and put his words out. Even that's why you hear Candace at the horse pond pointing out Hunter said the timeline wrong. And then there's Candace disputing it. Now that if this ever goes to court and one of them turn out guilty, they're going to have to bring those up public and say, no, you said you did this, that, and this. But Hunter said you did this, that, and that causes, that's hindering. It was spoken publicly. So now if this goes to court and then people have to sit on stand, they have to be questioned about the things that Chris McDonough, they don't have to be, but they could be questioned about the things Chris McDonough said. Now, I do got to give it to the Lori Vallow case. That was another case that was very tainted. However, they were able to keep a lot of the YouTube stuff out, but not all of it. Leilani's case. Look at the things that I pointed out while covering that trial that couldn't be asked because it would muddy the waters. Could have Leilani walked because of the things they did. Thank God she didn't. But when you get that deep into the case and you show up at the homes and you question the people and you bring it here without their permission, like grabbing a link and coming on panel and asking a few professional questions is okay. But when you start questioning people and then accusing them and making things up that could have possibly happened, like the real, like Donna Seraphina and the psychics do, you're causing problems in the case. And it could very well be why Summer's case is not solved today, especially if we're going the route I'm thinking with the money laundering and all the Ziggy shit. Now you have to decipher, is that separate from Summer going missing, or does that play into Summer going missing? Is it a separate crime? I do believe charges will come for those who involve themselves in all the money schemes. Eventually. But I feel like the police have that on the back burner because they're trying to figure out what exactly happened to Summer. So you have people like Linda, who's on Dawn Will's property uninvited by the police, saying she smells death, taking drives, and then saying she's not part of the case. Linda, you hindered the case. In my opinion. Then you're suing people to silence them. You caused confusion, making people think that I had a part of Summer's case just because it's very possible I have relations to Ben Hill and Light Holler Road, and there may have been crimes committed that don't even involve Summer. Or do they? Because then you have the people that's connected to me, connected to We Can Bring You Hope. Connected to my hometown and my mother, people my mother slept with and were friends with and ate dinner with. Worked for. People I knew my whole life growing up. Now, I could have turned that into TBI without ever bringing it to YouTube. However, you had to, instead of coming to me with it, you had to go place 5 lawsuits to silence me. Why are you silencing that information from coming out? It's clear them people are from here. Their address is from Pennsylvania. You all have played many games in Summer's case when all I've done is come out here and cover all the things that you people say. I go over the things you state publicly. I show them. Why wouldn't you want it showed after you said it? Tiffany Marie took her content down for a long time. I'm so glad she put it back up. That shows me innocence and that you played games with her. Penny, in my opinion, you have a lot to hide because your shit's still hidden. Where are you? Come to my chat. Attack me. Where's Chasing? Where's Duchess? Libby? Nita, you'll address me in your community posts, but you won't address me live. Ziggy won't answer to any of the claims I state. Even Andy Bernard ain't denying that I'm related to people he's related to. Even Jody ain't denying it. As a matter of fact, she's saying things like, oh, no, you set this up where it's going to end up like this and that and the other. All any single one of you had to do was write me and ask me, do I know these people in real life, and tell me that they may be connected. You didn't have to go this far and hinder Summer's case. And in my opinion, I believe it's possibly why Summer's case isn't solved. You caused confusion because I came to YouTube. I'm also the one who told people We Can Bring You Hope was from my city. I'm also the one that was calling out your bullshit while you were all attacking me and trying to silence me. So I have to question why. Maybe Summer's case could have been solved a long time ago. I advise any one of you to call TBI and tell them exactly what you know before you go to prison for a long time, in my opinion. I'm speculating that that's what's going to happen. And like I said, I'm going to be on the sidelines cheering. Maria, I heard she's on TikTok. Who are we talking about here? Oh, yeah. Well, she was on TikTok, but she stopped at the beginning of May. I think the last date was May 5th. Just funny. People were stating she got a real job. Okay, you don't have 3 minutes to update your community post after you've been so public for so long? I mean, they hindered Summer's case, in my opinion. That's what I'm speculating. I don't know if that's truth, but I mean, Ronnie Lawson has said people like Chris M and YouTubers have hindered Summer's case. that's just my thoughts on it. Wow, I've been on an hour and a half and I'm like comfortable today. You guys might get me a little longer. I believe that no one snitched yet. No, they're doing things to keep it quiet, like placing frivolous lawsuits and then pulling the frivolous lawsuits when they know they can't win after trying to rob somebody who's poor of the only asset they own, my house, which was given to me just last year. I've been poor since I was 7 or 8 years old when my father decided that we didn't deserve any of his money any longer. There was a time when I was a child that I had a lot of money. I've lived the best of both worlds. Unfortunately, I was a kid and I don't remember much of them days. But what I do remember is not good. It involved a lot of bad things. And it's really my life. It's really what I lived. It's not fake. It's not a lie. You're welcome, Maria. Aw, thank you, Isabella. All right, let me go back to this because I'm just sitting here chatting. I'm enjoying your company today.
Ether. Stacy, I am too. I was left with all the good ones. I always said that when those people left, I couldn't have picked a better group to leave than them. They never helped with Summer's case.
You know what? Also, while I'm here and we're thinking about this, let me go here. I want to check and see if there's any updates on Tiffany's son. Give me 1 minute. I might have to look up under David's mother. I can't find her channel, guys. I'm literally showing her video. Hold on. Where we at? 3 hours, 38 minutes, and 7 seconds. Let me go here and then go back. Still 2 weeks ago. I don't think we've heard from Tiffany. I haven't seen her anywhere. She had a view from the hospital with her child. Guys, I'm just saying, please keep praying for Tiffany and David. It's her only son. No matter what the situation, I don't think Tiffany has anything to do with Summer going missing. And even though Tiffany and I have our problems, we also both share the same end game here, which is finding Summer. And her son's very sick right now. And as a YouTube creator, whether we're enemies or friends, I feel that Tiffany has shared my sisters and low points in my life when I needed help. So I want to do the same. Please keep the prayers coming for her and her son. And let's pray he gets through this and she doesn't lose her only child. Tiffany, I'm sending love today. Okay? I want you to know that. And I don't hate you. I have questions. But I don't think you deserve to go through what you're going through. So my prayers continue for you daily. And that's honest from my heart. That's not a lie. No matter what we feel about each other, nobody should ever lose a child or have to fight for their child, no matter what their age. I know that feeling, and it's not good. It hurts. So I'm sending much love and prayers still. I hope we hear an update from you soon, and I hope things are going well.
Here with a dead fake federal agent. Imagine that.
Well, okay, so
mean,
it went back.
this
It
shit.
went back to 3 hours and 18 minutes. But I think this part's important, so we'll just re-listen to it. I am going to come down and go make another cup of coffee and let you guys listen without me yapping. I don't know how to shut the fuck up.
Just goes on and on and on. A dead fake fed? Okay. Hold on. Let me just slow this down a little bit. Just a little bit. This is important.
But so yeah, that is true. There was somebody who was pretending, and for what, I have no idea.
Oh no, you do, Penny. You have every idea. You're the one pulling all the strings all this time, but you have no idea.
I cannot.
This bitch has a whole lie. That's why she hides. That's why she doesn't go live. That's why she does everything from behind the scenes in a Discord and on phone calls. It's all behind a curtain.
Not even tell you.
She plays dumb, but she's the one creating all of this mess for all this time. And she's going to cry about a phone number. Summer's still missing, Penny. Right now, 9:46 p.m. Eastern Time on June 25th, 2023. Summer is still missing. And you have been causing.
See, y'all make me want to talk. I am so happy Tiffany was calling her out. I was trying to do the same thing, but Tiffany attacked me for agreeing with her. I will never understand why Tiffany and Benny attack me for agreeing with them. I agreed there was something fishy about Scott and Penny and Linda and Fustos and Slay and Jody, Squall, Shay, even though she's been in my chat. Chicken on a Stick, Jody's sister Amy, which by the way, I do want to go over that like really soon. I probably should do that before the Seraphina shit, but I'm going to show a little bit of Seraphina today. But I think watching Jody's sister on panels with these people was important. To me, it seemed like Tiffany had true concern about Jody saying she was going to unalive her daughter. I don't think they showed Tiffany proof, and Tiffany went with it, which she shouldn't have so early on. But why was Jody also playing two sides? F Donna. We'll watch a little bit of Donna because I don't have the rest set up. But tomorrow I'll come live and I'll see what I can find on Amy's interviews because I think those are important. I can't find the one. There was two of them. And I know I have one of them, but the one I'm looking for is the one where Amy states that there are people in black cars following her, taking pictures of her. I'll look, Benny came on my panel, even when Benny and I weren't getting along, and asked me, did you hear Amy say that? That was a concern of Tiffany and Benny. Why is Amy saying so early on in Summer's case that people were following her, taking pictures of her in black cars? Hi, Brito. Why would the police suspect you, Amy? I know I have one. We'll play it tomorrow. I'll find it and we'll play it. I'm going to search deeply for the other one. Maybe my little birdies will throw it on my algorithm for me. We'll see. Oh, look, Jasper came to say hi. Say hi, Jasper. You talking to them? You haven't seen the people in so long? Go ahead. Say hi. Do you want out? Yeah? Can you give me 1 minute to put the video back on? Okay. I'm going to go take care of my Jasper. Uh-oh. I almost canceled my live. King Jasper. I love him. He's such a great dog. We got a new puppy. I'm gonna go get it and bring it up. It ain't mine, it's my daughter-in-law's, but it's so cute. All right, let me play this for you guys. I'm gonna go see what he wants. He either wants food, water, or out. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, my husband was sending pictures of my dog to other women like it was his dog. Like, don't you love my puppy? Like, you're sharing my life with another woman. You piece of shit. Okay. I'll be back.
Chaos amongst your case for 2 years. Congratulations. You're a piece of shit.
But yeah, she and posted note was privy to all conversations with Jody Sue. Um, so what do you? I mean, what do you think? What do you think about that? She's not lying, guys. There was somebody who pretended to be that.
Okay, so did you hear that again? That's the second time she's telling you Jody Sue's not lying. But she'll sit here every day and tell you Jody Sue's lying. Why do you think Penny's got all these lives hidden? She's telling you Jody Sue is not lying about Stacy Slay. Miss Coco, Tiffany, I found something odd over the fake Fed death. I'll catch up with you. Cried Penny. Look at the lives you hurt. Own their tears. Miss Coco, my email is in my about section. It's open anytime. Whatever you have to send me, go right ahead. I'm all in the know about fake obituaries and all the things. I'm not saying Stacy's not really deceased. However, who knows? I don't know. I mean, it's so ironic that a day after I told Stacy Slay that everybody was going to know what she did in her zip code, she dropped dead. What are the odds? So I reach out to Stacy Slay. The first time, shit. I mean, I don't know. I was threatened with the worst form of revenge ever. The second time I reached out, and that was 45 minutes later. The second time I told Stacy Slay I was going to make sure everyone in her life knew what she did in Summer's case. She died the very next day. I'm sorry. I just don't understand that. I don't believe in coincidences, but hey, maybe it's just the greatest coincidence ever. Who knows?
That is true. And yeah.
Yeah, it's all my fault that Stacy died. Right. I don't even believe these people. I really don't. And yes, I did talk to Stacy Slay's husband. He's a real peach.
What do I think about it? I think this crazy Looney Tune lady victimized Jody Sue. For what purpose?
Penny is a crazy Looney Tune lady that victimized Jody Sue too. I mean, Penny was the brains behind all of it.
Purpose? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Meet Milo, our new puppy. I went down and got him. He's making a YouTube appearance. I promise I won't be weird like Ziggy. I know he's so little and cute, but I'm not going to go buy all the dog things. Maybe a purse. He's not even mine, but I want to take him and keep him. He's my daughter-in-law's. Ain't he adorable? Oh, he's so cute, ain't he? Look, I can't help but to smile. Y'all are seeing my missing tooth. Woot woot. Okay, I'm going to let you guys listen. I'm going to take him back down to his mommy. I left my cigarettes down there too. They do help. Dogs help so much. They give you so much love. They always make you smile, don't they? I'm not that big of a cat person. We have a million cats, but I'm not that big of a cat person. I love doggies. But say hi, Milo. Say hi, my first YouTube appearance. You'll be seeing me with Jasper. Oh, look, Jasper's here. They love each other. They're little. I mean, he's so much littler than Jasper, but they do love each other. We have to keep them apart, though, because Jasper's too hectic. He likes to tramp and run, and Milo does too, but Milo's only 17 weeks old. He's so cute. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys listen. You have dentures. I'm going to get just a, I don't know. I'm trying to make a doctor's appointment. Today I tried with my insurance, and I had a really hard time finding somebody who does implants that'll do a discount. So it's going to have to be a prosthetic till I can save up. We'll figure it out. Listen, I'm just taking it day by day. I have the puppies and grandbabies to make me smile, though. All right, guys. I'll be back. Yes, this puppy was definitely meant to be. He's so cute. Okay.
I
But
don't know.
Jody Sue is telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she is. This lady reached, but the thing is, she
Okay. Did you all hear that? Linda saying Jody Sue is telling the truth. Penny says, yes, she is. Because during this live right here, and it goes on, Penny wants Jody Sue back on her good side. And she sure as fuck tries. I guess it didn't work. But yeah.
reached out to us in email as she always used what I guess is her real name. She always used her real name, and she was always really supportive of the channel. And then it started to be, I think, what really kind of made us pay attention to the things that she was saying, and even believe it. Believe that she might possibly be privy to things that we're not, is because a lot of the things that she said would check out, right? So we would look into stuff and we would be talking behind the scenes, like, well, how would she know that? Like, we need to ask her. We need to ask her, how in the world would you know that? And then it finally came out where she's like, well, I'm with one of the agencies that came in on day whatever. This agency is also working on Michael Vaughn's case.
Okay. So Stacey Slay, Penny saying Stacey Slay also worked on Michael Vaughn's case. Stacey Slay did not work for CARD. Stacey Slay did not work for the TBI. Stacey Slay was a beauty queen. Okay. She sold flooring
Becca.
for a living, and she did all of these little beauty pageants. She was
However, did she talk to Chris M about Michael Vaughn's case? Was so-called Stacy Slay working with Chris M? All these years later, you got to go back and ask. At least I have something to put in my pile. What are you eating? Aw, I'm happy you caught me live too. I need to go back and watch. I haven't even had an opportunity. I have some videos of yours I want to watch. I shared one the other day, Becca. I hope you don't mind. Please don't strike me. Okay.
not a CARD team member. She did not work for the TBI. She also presented herself as if she worked for law enforcement in Alabama. Oh, there's so much. There's just so much. So I'll get into all that. I'm not even done with the Stacey Slay stuff. And if they think that Stacey Slay dying is going to keep me from talking about what I know about it, they're wrong.
I forgot to make my second cup. I gotta go do that. Thank you, Bella. And hello.
You can't, you listen, you can't get out of this with a real death or a fake death. They did this in Summer's case. They really did. Pose as a fake federal agent. I'm sorry. I don't care. I have no problem talking about what happened. And I have no problem showing everything I can about Stacey Slay either. Dead or alive. Like it or leave it. I don't care. Because she really did pretend to be a Fed. For what?
that, and we're just like trying to like between ourselves, we're like, well, who in the world could this be? Like, this is weird. Why would she reach out to us? Whatever, whatever. And so finally, was it on the phone that she told us that she was colored, or was
Just like Jose, has anybody seen a death certificate for Jose Roman? Anyone? I'm sorry. It's not good enough that someone said he was. I need to see a death certificate for Jose Roman, or I'll just drive to Gloversville myself and I'll go pick it up if it exists. And if it doesn't, he's not dead. But however, I believe his whole family would pretend he was, because that man was terrified after what they did to him online. I do not believe Jose is dead. Stacy, questionable, but I just think it's such a coincidence. I do not believe Jose is dead. Show me a death certificate for either of these people, and then maybe I'll believe it. But I don't believe it right now. Penny, you created the fake Fed. That was your doing. And
Becca, you did not have to do that. Thank you so much, honey. I'm so grateful for that. You don't know how much that little bit is going to help me next month. I want you to know that. You're amazing. Thank you. Aw, you're the best too. All of us are. Everybody here fighting for summer, right? Thank you, honey. Uh, okay. Yeah, there is. Well, there is an obituary, but it's so weird. It's so strange. And Stacy's too, and Jen Setterfield's was strange, but then I found another one. Allie's was strange, but I found another one. I believe the name I was thinking about it, the name I found it under is Hunter's original name, Macbeth, which is really weird. Like, why does Hunter have these names like Macbeth? Uh, all the names Hunter has had. Oh, where's Mother of a Legend? Is she in here? Hi, honey. How are you today? Summer is the only one that matters in this case. That's right. That's what brought us all to YouTube, not these other people. I 100% agree with that.
Penny has yet to go live on that freaking channel of hers that I built to 10,000 subs to explain any of this. But you know what she does do? She surrounds herself with all of my ex mods who know everything about Penny. But because I don't accept them over here anymore, they have nowhere else to go but plant their ass next to her. We're going to get to that too when I have time. But I don't have time. Not right now. You can't go online and slander me with people I don't care about and think I'm going to care. I don't. I only really care about Summer. And every time I go to talk about these people, something else more important comes up. And every time I go to look for things that are important about them, more important things come up about Summer and the people creating all this havoc around her. So, like I said
Even
earlier,
today,
I just keep putting them on the
I agree
forefront
with
because I
that.
have to thank them. Because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't have found this today, thanks to Luda or any of the other lives. So, thank you. I'm so glad that these people have done what they did because we weeded out all the dirt. They can say whatever they want about me. They're just angry with themselves for leaving because now they sit with trash. They found their tribe and they're all angry. I am still searching for answers along with all the other people.
put that in an email?
They're sitting with the people who have really played out in front of us criminal acts for everybody to see. I am so embarrassed that I ever let those people around me It's shameful, truly.
I agree.
No, I don't remember.
That was on that.
And I promise when I have time, I'm going to go through each and every single one of you. But summer comes first. And no matter what I have planned each and every time, if something
That's the thing, Isabella. They're not gone. Penny's still chatting over and chasing from time to time. I believe she might even have another channel. I just don't know the name of it. Linda is under many names. She comments to me and tells me it's her. They're still here. They're just even more quiet. It's weird, ain't it?
more important comes up regarding summer, that's what I'm going to do. That shit's just an added bonus for a bunch of drama and bullshit that matters, but it just doesn't matter that much. Summer does, though. And I'm glad I got back on track with Penny because I kind of got a little distracted. What, a month ago? They always love to throw a monkey wrench and they like to distract me from what's important. Well, I landed right back on my feet here. And here we are again, digging into Penny.
Phone conversation.
Yeah. And there was three. There was me, you, her, and then I think one other person. Was it Kelly?
Yeah, it was Kelly. Yes.
Yeah. So
Kelly Fustos from Allen, Texas. Yes, she was involved with the fake feds, right? Kelly Fustos. Right outside Dallas.
yeah. So I mean, that's everybody kind of found out at the same
Just a quick Google search, guys. You can find so much.
time. This lady was saying she was hard. We hesitantly believed, but very soon after Jody Sue expressed that she had hesitations about this lady, I told Jody Sue, I was like, really, you really think that this lady is fake? Like, why would she do this? And she's just like, I don't know, the language is just off. Like, the language is off. Why is she referring to Summer as our girl and stuff like that? She's like, that's very, it's not professional, so yeah, I do feel like this person is fake. So at that point I was like, oh, okay, well then I'm not going to talk to her anymore, because what the hell. So we stopped talking to her, basically. I mean, she would message us every now and then, and
I'm going to break just for a minute here and go to one of my videos from yesterday. I shared this yesterday, but for those of you that missed this, actually, I got to go to my Canva to see it. Kelly Fustos is from the same area as this man who was playing games in Prayer Garden here in Pittsburgh. And I would like you to watch this. This was my confirmation. This will probably, hopefully, be the last time I share it. But I want to make sure you see it. If you want to read the text, you could do that tomorrow. It's just more proof of the things I say in the video with my friend. I made the video this way because you could see my ugly tooth in it a lot, and I couldn't watch it while making the video and look at my tooth because it makes me sick. So let's give a listen. I'll try to make it a little bigger. All right, so this is take 2 because I tried to record it on my phone and it didn't save. This is my friend Christy. She has lived with me several points in life. I've known her for
26 years.
26 years. She knows my boy's father, who unalived himself. She's been a big part of my life, although we've been out of contact because she moved to another area.
I'm coming. Hold on.
Anyways, what I want to do here, guys, is just let you guys know I just confirmed with her. I showed her a picture of somebody she's known almost her whole life and her brother was best friends with. His name's Seth. It's the guy from Prayer Garden who it's been rumored that he was living near the Wells property behind Fred or something around the time Summer went missing. Now, we don't know that for fact. I've never confirmed that. However, we did see Seth playing games on Prayer Garden, and I shared that picture. Everybody was asking, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Well, he's a local to me, and I'm here to confirm it. She stopped by my house to pick up 2 kittens for my kids. I showed her the picture of Seth, who also, by the way, connects to another screenshot I just showed her from a man who was sending threats to unalive me from my roof and stating that my husband better meet them behind Target at an apartment and bring backup homie. So here's what this is. This is me confirming that that man from Prayer Garden with somebody else who's local to me, that is Seth. And that Seth is 100% playing games in Summer Wells' case. So this is my proof. You want to say hi, Christy?
Hi.
All right, guys.
I'll give you a little piece of weed.
Hey, I'm recording. I'm going to have to cut that. They know I smoke. It's my birthday.
Okay.
Don't
Sorry.
tell on me. Bye. So there you have it, because that goes with this. Kelly Fustos and this man lived in the same neighborhood. And now this man's on Prayer Garden. Let me show you real quick, because I could just put this video back. Let me get rid of that a second. Tuesday, April 25th, 2023 at 4:27 a.m. Big B is on your roof. This is my husband responding. Who is this? This is Larry Johnson. Join backup, Brian O'Toole. Where we make a round table, 210 APT, I don't know if that's appointment or apartment, behind Target. Take old school clicks or any crew. You're going to need someone for backup, homie. That was sent to my husband. I don't know why. But this man connects to this man, whose father is a judge here in the city of Pittsburgh. This man runs local flea markets. He owns antique shops, a cleaning business. He knows 90% of the people I know in my life, all through my life, including my father. He's rented from the man who's answering my father's company phone number, even though I believe my dad's friend. It's still strange to me. But this is Seth. I'm not going to say his last name because I don't want to dox. If the police want it, they can come get it. They watch my channel. I know that for fact. This is Seth. And that was my friend. Somebody who's lived with me many times. Where the hell did the video go? Many times in her life throughout the years. I introduced her and her husband together. Her husband passed away from cancer. Christy also has a touch of autism. I cared for her. I've spoken about her on my channel. I've told you guys the story about when I caught my son. She reminds me a little of Candace. When I caught my son skipping school and smoking weed with her, I almost unalived her. We quit talking for a long time. She's not perfect, but she 100% knows this man, Seth, and has known him her whole life, and confirms that the new picture of Seth, the other picture is from her Facebook. I took it and posted it. But the new picture is what she confirmed as someone who knows him. Now, I don't know. I've heard that people were saying this was supposed to be Larry Johnson, who lived behind, or not Larry Johnson, that's the guy, Larry whoever, that lived behind Fred on Ben Hill at the time of Summer's disappearance. That's a rumor. I've heard it in my chat. I can't remember who told me that. So I thought it was important to put this out. Christy says she hasn't seen Seth in 4 years. That would place it around the time Summer went missing. Seth has also stopped talking to other friends of ours. Those friends of ours connect to the Dana Santucci and my brother-in-law. The connections connect. I'm not going to go dox people. I'm just going to tell you this because it's my life. These are my people. People I've known for half of my life or all of my life. These are real threats sent. These are real people that live in my city local to me that I've hung with, that I have spent a lot of time with. Playing games in Summer's case, and I don't understand it. However, because of it, people accused me of being a part of it because I'm covering Summer when I really just came out here to cover a missing little girl because she touched my heart because of these people in my life. The people who have destroyed me my whole life. The people who have befriended me and became addicts and that I worry for them. It makes me sick. There's closer ties than this. The people I don't want to dox. I don't want to hurt people. I want law enforcement to figure it out, and they have the names. They know the stories. I've turned it into them. Not everything's for YouTube. Also could put my life in danger. As you see, somebody Big B is on my roof. My husband better bring backup, homie. Oh, hi, Paula. I'm still here for a little bit. You actually came in and I'm sticking around. Yeah, she does resemble Candace a little bit. It's because she wears a hat. But that's just how Christy is, and that's why I say that I can understand Candace. She reminds me of my friend. And I love Christy. And Christy actually has another name, but she goes by Christy. And she's had a rough life too. She's even lived a life where her daughter-in-law left a child in the woods. DHS had to come get it and save it. A man was feeding her daughter-in-law fentanyl. Her daughter-in-law became addicted. Her daughter-in-law. Her husband's daughter, not daughter-in-law. She became addicted. Christy's had addiction in her life. She hasn't lived like a poor life, but she's had trauma in her life. And I kind of took her under my wing for a little bit. We fight like sisters sometimes. I love this girl with my whole heart. I don't agree with everything she does. She doesn't agree with everything I do. However, she's my friend. And she knows this man. And she's known him her whole life because it was her brother's friend. It's just sad. And I want to know what part Seth was playing and why he was over on Prayer Gardens. I want to know if he knows Fustos. I've about had enough of this shit. I'm going to call out my locals who I catch playing in Summer's case only because y'all tried to silence me so hard. And I would be the innocent one in this instance because I don't hang out with the people you do like Brian O'Toole. Seth. I find them people creepy and strange. That's my opinion of them. I don't think they're good people after meeting them. But they're on YouTube playing games. in Summer's case. And they all connect to somebody, including me. Kelly Fusto's cousin was my best man at my wedding for my pig husband. He's now a police officer for McKeesport Police. That's weird to me. Hi, Paula. Sorry if I didn't say hello. Right. Not all my research may be correct because I don't know what these people did, but I do know them personally and I know where they connect. I don't know what the story is behind this, but I can tell you where these people can connect and how they connect. And I can actually bring it a full circle, even connecting to some cartel members, connected to my father. But I'm not going to do that publicly. You people need to understand that. My life is real. It's really the life I've lived, and it's always what I've talked about on my YouTube. I've always told you about my life, and I'm not going to stop now, no matter who tries to silence me, even if it's my own husband. I am trying, Isabella, and I know something's correct here. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you because I'm not the criminal here. But I can tell you how my father connects to Tennessee, to Rogersville, to Virginia, and Fred's people in Gate City. I can tell you that I believe there's an innocent man sitting in prison because I do, in my opinion, think that my father murdered somebody, unalived somebody. Oops. And I believe my mother witnessed it. And I believe that at one point in life, when I was 14, me not knowing, it put my life in danger. And that my parents didn't care or value my life because I made friends with their enemy, with their enemy's child. And now that one of my best friends is dead because nobody loved her enough, because she became an addict. And she went to prison for robbing banks and fell off of a bridge to her death. And some of these people connected to these people I'm showing right now witnessed that. There's a lot I can't speak about. I don't want to put people I love in danger. I don't want to put myself or my children in danger. The police will figure it out. I can only come on here and show you the connections and why I agree and disagree with other creators. I can't tell you that any of this is truth because I don't know. I can tell you what I think based on what I see with people playing games on YouTube that I know personally in real life. I find it odd that they wouldn't just say to me, "Hey, Crystal, how are you? Oh my God, you're a creator." Or come into my chat knowing that they're my friends. But instead, they got to hide and play games. There's another one. There's a few of them. There's a few I haven't spoken about. A few that are on Facebook playing games, right? Susan Starkey. Y'all go look her up. It's my friend's sister. I grew up with two of her brothers. I want to know why you're all here playing fuck shit games. I'm going to let the police unravel it. And I know each player, just because I'm not out here saying it, doesn't mean I don't know who you are. And that you're hiding on YouTube in plain sight, playing fucking fuck shit games in this missing child's case. I want to know why. And because I know you in real life, I know what criminals you connect to or what criminal activity you connect to. However, I'm going to keep that off of YouTube. Every single one of you can go fuck yourself, you fucking backstabbers. All my best friends. Everybody I've known in my life that I've hung with. Well, I've been sitting here raising my sick child, dealing with an abusive husband, You've all been backstabbing me. I've never heard a single fucking one of you. I intentionally plan to now with the law. I hope you all go to fucking prison. I hope you know that. Yeah, Paula, something. I don't know what he's doing. Mm-hmm. I do have to be careful. I cannot come out here and tell you everything I know because I don't know what to be true. I can only turn in what I think. And there's people I love dearly that I don't even want to say their names because I can't imagine the things they're doing, but I'm hearing they're doing things. I can't prove it. I'm hearing my small little town of Glassport, Pennsylvania is going in and questioning friends of mine and my daughter's friends about the things I'm saying and saying that they're true. Not many from my town, except for the ones I'm accusing, are saying shit. And I've talked to many people from my town who are now even scared to talk about this shit. I've already put people I love in danger by accident. I'm not going to continue to do that. I'm going to let law enforcement figure out if it's true. Quit fucking attacking me for trying. Please. All of you. And that includes my family, the ones who live under my roof. Earl. Let me put this back on. And I'm not crazy. I'm showing you the people I know. They're really on YouTube. This is proof of that. Right here. Why?
Keep telling us stuff instead of calling her out and being like, hey, I feel like you're fake. But the thing is, she encouraged us to have Jody Sue be in contact with Paul Grant. And it's like, why would you do that if you're fake? Like, didn't she even girl, I don't know. I don't know. But she encouraged it. And why she sent Jody Sue money, I don't know. But do you remember when Jody Sue sent us the screenshot? Um, Whenever that first came out that she sent Jody Sue money. She sent us a screenshot and she was like, why the hell did she just send me money? And we're like, what the fuck? But um Stacy Slay says that it was accepted on Jody Susan. So I don't even know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what if it was accepted. All I know is this woman says she accepted it. Was it accepted? I don't know. What else about her?
But she's the one that asked me to tell my son's story and
Yep.
said that she had sent it to Dave Roush, Chris McDonough, and I can't remember who the other person was. And I have email receipts of it all and how she was going to help me find answers to him, and then to find out, basically, she manipulated me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, didn't she even cry when you told her?
Yes,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember that.
she obviously had done her research on who I was, and that's scary in itself.
Yeah. I mean, it's like where did she come from? Why did she reach out to us? So look, whenever I mentioned Chase's name on the live stream, probably like for the first time was in August, I think. August, so I don't know. Jody Sue reached out to me in late September. And right before that, I think, because I was going through emails this morning trying to look at the timeline of when all these people started reaching out. And, I think it was probably within days of each other that Jody Sue and this Stacy person um, reached out, and within a few days, maybe a week. And yes, Allie, we did. We looked her up. We did not. I mean, there were some things. You want to talk about that? I mean, I'll talk about it. You don't have to talk about it. But I'll tell you, after Jody Sue said that this lady is not real, we looked her up, and we were like, oh shit, like what is this? Because there was what was it? Was it Johnson City that we found? Was it Johnson City or was it Jonesboro?
No, it was Kingsport, that realty group.
Yeah, there was some sort of business or something out there that she was attached to. And then there was also a previous marriage to a person. Oh, I don't know. Should I say that part? Because it might send. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Without telling her name, it's Jody Sue Has. If anybody wants to go back and find it, I'm not going to say her name. But I would tell who the previous marriage was to.
Okay, so yeah, we're not going to say her name, even though I already said Stacey. Jody Sue has said it before. You please go watch everything Jody Sue has to say about that, because she's telling the truth. However, so whenever Jody Sue let us know, like, I don't trust this lady at all. And I was like, okay, because we're not, this is the first time, I don't know about you, but this is the first time I have ever been involved to the extent of not just listening, I'm actually talking about it, on a platform. So, when people start psychics and all these different people start reaching out to you, it's kind of like, and especially if they seem to know things, they probably, how do they know these things? Like, you start questioning, and whenever they say that they have inside information, and then you believe them because some of the things that they're saying, you look into it and it checks out, it just gets a little bit weird. And I need to start, being a better judge of character, clearly, for sure. But this woman had a previous marriage to a person by the last name of Dobbs. And she said it was like a very short marriage, right? She was like, it was like 6 months or less or something like that, right?
I think she said 3 to 6 months, somewhere in there. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. So, I don't think that we ever made the connection between Jackie Dobbs and whatever Dobbs she was married to. At the point of, we just kind of stopped. Whenever we stopped trusting, everybody comes into this thinking that we all have the same intentions, and people promise you, people come into this with the wrong intentions, and we don't. As soon as there was doubt, especially if Jody Sue was not trusting her, and a lot of things didn't check out. Like, there's been times when we asked her, if you are really who you say you are, then take a picture of yourself at this location, and it was always, it never got done. And I typically I fall on the side of, I want to believe people. I really don't meet people and automatically feel that they're lying. I think I have and I hope that moving forward, I won't automatically assume people are being truthful. I'm just gonna have to approach everybody with doubt from here on out. But I guess that's the best way to protect yourself.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm the devil's advocate, and I was the one questioning Penny on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the day the red light went off for me was when she sent Jody Sue that message saying, call Paul Durant at 3:30 or something like that.
That was all Penny's doing. Paul Durant was all Penny's doing. She said she had connections to him and that he was a good friend of hers, and she did not trust Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, and she did not trust the TBI, and that they needed to call and tell Paul Durant everything. She was funneling all tips to Paul Durant. Why? I've yet to hear an explanation for that from Penny either. Stacey, I am too. I was left with all the good ones. I always said that. When those people left, I couldn't have picked a better group to leave than them. They never helped with Summer's case anyway. They sat around doing nothing for Summer. And you'll see all of that eventually whenever I get to it. It's all going to come out. But I cannot tell you how lucky we are here to have the people that we do. It's like, I don't know. How do you truly get so lucky to lose every single person that was here for the wrong reasons? Do you know what I'm saying? I have a lot of hope for Summer, and so don't they. These people, you notice none of them have any emotion whatsoever. I say this all the time. None of them have emotion. Nothing is about Summer for them. You hear them talk, it's all about themselves. Over and over again. They're like robots. It's like they're being paid. It's like a job. Whistle down. Emergency me. Nana. It's a God thing. It really is, though, Nana. It really is. CP. Stacey Chit Chats. You think he's alive? I do too, Beach Lady. I think so too. Why did Jose throw his phone in the ocean out by Alaska? What was on that phone? And then the guy's dead? How convenient all these shady motherfuckers are just dropping dead. How many people have died in this case? So strange. People are lessons or blessings. Well, I can say for sure that the people that are here today are blessings, and there were not lessons. Zip. D Designs may be a witness protection. I think that he got really freaked out after Justice for All and ICU put him on that live stream, and he could not handle it. I don't think he's in a witness protection program. I think he faked his death, and I think his family helped. And families do help in those situations. They do. I've seen this before. We're not new to it here on YouTube, you know. People fake their deaths all the time. Not on just this platform, many. Happens all the time.
He's expecting your call, and I thought, that's weird. If the FBI wants you, they know how to show up on your doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I told Jody Sue not to call, and I made the call, and it went through some computer voicemail weird thing. I mean, it
Why'd Linda tell Jody Sue not to call?
was not like when you call a regular office.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I told Jody Sue, be very, very careful, because something's not right. Which we have messages that show that, you know, we were talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we've even done the pictures. You remember whenever I sent the picture and then we compared them with who she said she was online, and it's just
That
like,
was frightening. I mean, I hate to say it, but that was a little frightening.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? With all this stuff with Jody Sue, and especially because of how much I believe Chase, now I actually have to ask myself, which is so troubling, what the PO box and all she says that a lot of people sent her gift cards, and I believe Chase when he says no, but now I have to question it, and that's very troubling to me.
So this is Penny's damage control, and she don't want anybody to be able to go back and listen to this shit. She says she does believe that Chase is telling the truth. Still, this is in December of 2021. She still believes Chase, but she has to question it. Penny, how's Chase doing? It's quite the chase, isn't it? A Tennessee chase, huh? What a great name you picked for your friend.
That's one we probably never will know, because some people have good intentions and say they're going to, and then they don't follow through. So Chase would be the only one that would know what came into that box for Jody Sue.
Chase would be the only one? How come Chase always said that everything that came through that P.O. box went through 7 other people before him? I've got those texts. Chase is still here. He's still listening. He's probably listening right now. Chase is not the only one. There are several people that come back to Gray, Tennessee. Chase isn't one of them. The P.O. box was in Gray, Tennessee. How they were able to make a P.O. box in Summer's name, either I'll never understand. Her name was on that P.O. box. Who did that? You can't just put a P.O. box in anybody's child's name if you want to.
But maybe because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I feel like this.
You know, listen. You've got all these people who send all these Cash Apps, Venmos, Facebook Pay, PayPal, literally every route of transaction, okay, for money. Jody Sue's name was all over these things. The P.O. box, people really were sending gift cards to that P.O. box in her name for her. And everyone's like, Jody Sue wanted this money. Jody Sue wanted this money, and she only cares about money. If somebody was sending all of this shit to other people for me, I'd be pretty pissed. So they cover it up with that Jody Sue is a greedy bitch. I honestly don't think Jody Sue makes a lot of money on YouTube. I really don't. I really don't. But the amount of money that they have taken in her name, thousands, literally thousands of dollars in her name. And she has every right to know where those things went, who was involved, and why. They put her right up there and used her immediately. And she didn't know, I don't believe at first, what was really going on. Like, I think she thought these were supportive people who wanted to help at first. But little by little, she started to realize, I believe, what was really going on. And like I said before, I have not spoken to Jody Sue at all, even before this live. I was very irritated listening to her today, and I shut off her live. I went to listen and immediately got irritated because I don't understand why she's so angry with me. I will still sit here and do the same thing that I've been doing, and I will hold true to my word because I care about Summer. And I told Jody Sue a long time ago, I will stand with her when it comes to these people because I know what they've done. Shit, Penny's sitting right here on this stream telling you she's not lying, but she'll sit in chats today and say she is because you can't see this over on Penny's channel. She'll never tell you Jody Sue's not lying today. Penny, you can't say Jody Sue's lying anymore. In December of 2021, after things had already gone south with you, you were admitting she wasn't lying right here on this stream.
Here's what I'll say about 110 and property, Becca. I can't find proof of it because it's all hidden, but 110 belongs to something called Moorlock Farms. My family is related to Morlocks, and I believe, in my opinion, I'm speculating that there's a huge possibility my father had stake in some land. That's based off of what Karen Renfro said in my chat right before she disappeared forever. And then me remembering Karen. It jogged my memory. I remember Karen from my childhood. I've met her in real life. I've slept under the same roof as her when I was a child. So I don't know, but it's based off of that's my belief. I'm not going to come out here and tell you people it's true, but I believe that when my father won his lawsuit, it's very possible he may have had stake in Moorlock Farms land. Maybe some with Eastman as well. Maybe. Only because my father knew the Kodak family well. My whole family did. I didn't know until recently that the Eastmans were connected to Kodak. We had a lot of hubs up here in Pittsburgh. My family was like the supervisors and bosses. So it makes me curious. Did my father buy something? You hear Linda's attorney tell me I have a newfound power and tower. Tower and power is how he put it. I believe there were things hidden from me by an attorney who shared the same name as my father's attorney, Richard Phillips, that was here in Pittsburgh, who was my father's attorney, or Phillips at least. And I only remember that because I had a problem with my son's rash. And I wanted to sue Children's Hospital. I even have a video of me fighting with the hospital, and they tried to arrest me that day but let me go. And then they lied and put me on some kind of list that I couldn't get into Children's Hospital and see my kid. I had to jump through hoops every time he was hospitalized because I wanted to sue them. And I recorded them. And they said it was illegal for me to record. It started a big fight, and it caused problems for me to go see my son when my son was extremely sick and rejecting yeah, I truly believe that there is a huge possibility that my father owns land on Ben Hill and Light Hollow Road, or maybe even part of Morlock Mountain, or all of it, based off of what Karen Renfro said. I beg every day for Karen to come into my chat and explain to me what she meant. But based off of the evidence for my lawsuits and the way people have treated me and things that have happened, that's my feeling and my speculation. I think it's very possible my father owns things that I didn't know about. And I believe some of them may directly connect to Ben Hill Road and Light Hollow Road, or Moorlock Farms, or the other Light Road. I believe all them people are cousins with my cousins. all the lights. They look like my cousins. They look like my family. They resemble them. You can go look for yourself if you can research me and find them. I'm not doxing people. I've done enough. I don't know who's innocent, who's guilty. I know my dad was a very bad man.
Dream. So tell us again. Jody Sue's lying. This is why Penny's got everything hidden. Because you can only do so much damage control after damage control after damage control. Go back and lie and lie and lie some more. Anybody who takes this girl's word for the truth at all needs their head examined. Penny is lying to this entire community and has been for a very long time.
See, that's the thing. I would have to do a family tree on my aunt, who's not blood related to me because she married my blood related uncle. And I don't know that I want to do that, Isabella. I've done my family tree. I know what most of my connections are. I've met most of my family. I know them. It's not like I don't know my family. I just never hung with them. But I mean, you have weddings, funerals, family reunions, holidays. Everybody goes to that shit. A lot of times I wasn't invited because my husband and my daughter are black, in my opinion. Or they were doing secret shit behind my back, which is possible. I know that none of my family will speak to me now since I've brought this out, and I find that strange. I know that my Aunt Rosemary said, I'm an Elliot, you fucking idiot, and then deleted and blocked me. It doesn't make sense. I know Jody and possibly my cousin Steve, unless it was somebody faking being him, and I don't think it was based off of his messages the same night to me, was in my chat telling me that things were true. I'm very confused myself because I don't know things and it feels like family secrets. I don't know. It's just weird. And I know where my connections are and I know who connects to who. And I really have no desire to go. Like, I don't know if it's because of this case. Yeah. I just really have no desire to go find out. I want law enforcement to do that. I don't want to put myself in danger because the cousins I'm speaking of, they've been arrested and sent out of the country and sent back into the country sneaking wise to get medical help when they were dying because they're part of the KKK. That part of my family's scary. And when you connect it to my connections in Glassport and my connections in Florida, it brings three very big entities together. Criminal organizations, possibly, speculating. And I don't want to be the one to do the research and then want to come out here because I have a big mouth. So I'm going to allow the police to do that and figure out who the bad people are because, like I've always said, not all criminals would hurt women and children. I don't believe my cousins would do that. I love my cousins. I believe somebody in my family may have done that behind my family's back while they were keeping secrets from me. And then I come out here and I ruined everybody's fucking scheme because I come out to YouTube and everything was such a secret and nobody knew. I didn't know. I didn't know my father all like that. It was hard to communicate with him. Every time we spoke a lot, but every time we spoke, it was fighting. It wasn't pleasant. I loved my father despite his problems that I thought he had. Now I'm finding out he was just a real fucking bad guy. It hurts. Yeah. I think it's more important I just come out here and keep the past of things that happened to Summer out here, and I allow others to connect it or the police to connect it. I don't think it's safe for me and my family to do all the connecting. That's the honest to God truth. I gave the details I could or would. Does anybody remember the name of the guy that put the wreath out? Wasn't it Knew It? I got to go back and look, but I think that might be the name of the guy that I believe my father may have unalived. It might be a relative. I have to go look. One of my subs knew it because they did some research a couple weeks ago and put it in my chat. They know more than me. That's how much I want to research. I can tell you what I know based off my life. But I'm not going to go deep diving into my own people. I'm going to let law enforcement do that because I'm not going to be the one that's going to come out here and snitch on people and put my life in danger. Especially what I know when I know what my connections are based off of my life. Mm, that's all I'm going to do to that. Okay, let's go ahead.
Nothing will ever change that. And eventually the truth will come out about Penny. She ran a financial scam here, and Jody Sue's name was used to do it. So next time you see Penny in chat saying that Jody Sue's lying about all this shit, just remember, tell her where to find the truth in her own words right over here.
Case and all the people inserting themselves in have created more victims and re-victimized people when they've done any good. And of course, it's got YouTube creators on the frenzy to dox everybody, hurt everybody, bring out this information.
No, Dee, she didn't say my name, but she was like mocking me in the way that I've said for the last, I don't know, 2 months that I did not know what these people were doing. I learned pretty quickly what was going on when I figured out through Jenny and Adrian and Penny's behavior in the last months that I dealt with them. And then after I severed ties with them, it really came to a screeching halt as I realized what they were doing using me to do it. She didn't say my name. She didn't have to. She sat there and said word for word what I had said about having associations to people, and that just because I'm not associated to people anymore, I'm not free of my association to them at that time. She has every right to feel whatever way she wants to about me. But I know she hates me, and that's fine. She doesn't need to like me. She doesn't owe me anything. All I can do is try to do right by putting what I know out there and trying to help Summer. That's all I can do. And if she can stay mad at me forever, that is completely fine. But I have tried to help her. And I'll continue to help where I can because I do care. And I am sorry for the things that have happened when it comes to her children. I never set out to hurt her kids. All I've ever done is try to protect them here. You know, it's just difficult, is all. And it's hard to listen to. It really is, because I have literally done all I can to help. I mean, I have taken so much shit, man, for fucking helping her. And I don't care. I'll still continue to help, you know? But no, she's angry with me. Some days she's not, some days she is, but I don't know. Like, what? I don't know what to do to make her happy. You know, I'm just.
Jody's true colors show. And I'm going to tell you why. She has had somebody with cancer who's been through DV. She gets out here and she attacks me for the DV and many others. But on top of that, she's still trash talking Tiffany and has not even once asked for support for Tiffany's son. Tiffany did stand by Jody Sue thick and thin. I have to question why when Jody Sue was trashing her the whole time.
Just trying to help Summer. I don't think Jody Sue hurt Summer, and I don't think her kids hurt Summer. And I just was in Piper's chat the other night, fucking calling her out for allowing these people to attack her son. And I'll still continue to do that because it's wrong. It's no big deal. She didn't say my name. She didn't come after me, but I just can't. I can't with that shit anymore. You know, like I have really tried to do right by her in the recent months and not be harsh to her. I know she puts up with a lot of shit here, you know? Bitter pill to swallow. Why are you still here? And why do you care about my money? Where's your donation to Summer? Have you ever tried to show any receipts for your donation to Summer? Is that all you care about? Money? Bitter pill to swallow? Where's your donation? Do you have one? Why are you in my chat talking about money? Are you with Penny? Maybe Penny can give you some. She took all of Benny's money. She's got all the money. Go ask Penny. Are you broke? She's got all the money. You know, she got rich off Summer, sitting around doing nothing. Why don't you go ask her for some money? Shit. She was garnering funds in Jody's name also. It wasn't just Benny she robbed clean of all of his money. Shit, she robbed Jody also. Why are you in here asking me about money? Where's your donation? I don't have to show any of you shit. Ever. And my donation to anywhere for anything will never be your business, and I'll never brag about it. I'm sorry you got trolled. Bitter pill to swallow. That must have tasted horrible. Never said I didn't like to troll. Ever. But that was a troll on Molly. So don't take it too personal.
At the end of the day, we still have a missing 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Linda is over here telling everybody how we have a missing 5-year-old and how important it is that we cut the bullshit while sitting next to one of the biggest offenders in this entire case. We'll see how much Linda really cares about the truth for Summer. I don't know, in the next 24 hours.
6 months thing. Yep.
And I mean, you know, I don't know the answers. I wish I did. Because this case hurts my heart worse than you can even imagine. I just don't know.
Yeah.
All I can tell people is look through everybody's truths to find the lies.
Well, here we are looking through everybody's truths to find the lies, whatever the fuck that means. Yes, emergency me. Penny robbed all of you who donated to the scamathon because she collected money on all that along with the rest of them. Yes, and Penny also collected super chats that she refuses to show our community through the whole entire scamathon on her channel. She never shut her super chats off, and she did collect money on her channel, and she refuses to show it. You should go ask her. Bitter pill to swallow. Show her to show you your her YouTube studio. She'll never do it. She refuses to show anyone. Hundreds and thousands of dollars. Where'd all that go? You should ask Penny. Bitter pill to swallow is a little slow and behind on the times. They're still worried about a fake check. Stay triggered, bitch. Stay triggered. I never collected.
I think the fake check had something to do with the whole court thing in Summer's reward fund. However, I think that was a very small portion of it. I believe there was hundreds of thousands of dollars pushed through. It was stated on news and in other entities. I believe the man from Churchill Rescue Squad, what was his name, Coop? I believe he mentioned it on a news broadcast on Summer's Day on the 15th. I'm going to play all the news broadcasts, so I'm not going to do that now. We'll go over it then. Just remind me to stop when we're listening to that, because I'm going to give commentary on the news broadcast. I think I'm going to go from 6:08 till midnight. That's my plan this year. I don't think Summer needs another festival. I think she needs answers and that the facts need to be put out. I'm probably going to play my set of videos I made on the facts, the 11 parts, I think it was. I'm going to share Summer's picture, but what I'm not going to do is party, twerk, take donations, and support criminals. My live will be not monetized. I may just put her picture up for the final hour and allow people to leave comments for Summer and her brothers and her family. But I'm not going to throw a party. I never did. Other creators involved in the bullshit and documentaries and trashing me and others have. That's not something I will be a part of. That is for locals, in my opinion, to remember their local child that's missing. It's sad. And it's been going on for so long. Please pray for Summer, her brothers, her family, her community that love her, that's innocent. For all the people that pray and care and pray for Summer every day. For all the other missing children, not just Summer. That's what's important here. That's what needs to be remembered.
Shit over here. Not a dime. Never asked for a single donation in Summer's name. You can never say I did, because it's just not true. And you can't deflect using a troll. You just can't. It's not going to work. I'm not the one that robbed Summer's reward fund. There were 4: Penny, Q Carlock, Scott H., and John Q. I was not involved with that. Q Carlock said it best herself. We did nothing without running it by each one of us. Everything went through each one of them. The scamathon. Imagine going down in history for a scamathon in Summer's name. Hey, I'll take that fake check any day over that scamathon. If my name was attached to the Summer Wells Reward Fund scamathon, I'd just put a bag over my head and leave the internet. I'll take that fake check. I'll wear it proud. How about that? Don't break your fingers typing about it every day of your life.
Because somebody definitely is not telling the truth. And the lies are what's hurting this case.
Oh, Becca. He started his channel with Penny. Him and Penny shared a channel. He was very intertwined in the Summer Wells community. He was in the back chats. He was in all the discords. He was in Chris M's Discord. He was in AB's Discord. He was very much involved at the beginning of Summer's case. He's done some weird things, like out of nowhere, like shown cisterns in his yard for no reason. I've attacked Scott, accusing him of being a pedophile that was an RSO in the area because they looked a lot alike. However, I was wrong. According to Scott Hunt's son, Tristan, and according to the many times James Skelton has changed his appearance. But there was a time the man looked like he could be Scott H's twin. I'll admit my wrongs. Like I said, I'm human. I make mistakes. However, Scott attacked me after I said I didn't believe Squall's story about Frank Light. He totally annihilated me. And it's ultimately what caused everything that's been going on with my lawsuits. He's taken all of his content down. I have some. I've shared some. You can go back over the years and look. I'm sure I'll share it again in the future. He downs women every chance he gets and says he doesn't care about downing women while he's downing them. He's a male chauvinist. He's come out saying he's had many jobs, including taking junkies from one building to another building and people in domestic violence situations. He played games with the billboards and the marathon. He was very involved in the marathon. Him and John Q and Jays for Justice are best friends. It's a lot. I think you should look him up. He's been friends with the Lights while he says he's not friends with them. Then he comes out as Fred Hill's cousin and that he used to go buy moonshine from Grady Light. He rode his bikes right behind Moorlock Mountain. There's a lot to Scott. He's suspicious, in my opinion. For what, I don't know. But he also caused a lot of drama in Summer's case. He actually cries like a little bitch. Benny and I were apparently the first people he showed his face to besides Crom Gavel. He hid his face for a long time. Then they invited me to a Google Meet. He showed me and Benny his face, and when Benny got out of the Google Meet, he was pissed off that Benny was even there. Just a lot of strange shit behind him, in my opinion. I don't trust the dude as far as I can throw him.
We Frosty, I did. I messaged, I sent an email, and I detailed this was now. Let me say this. This was a while ago, even before this whole Chase thing came out. I sent an email to, I think it was Durant.
Before this whole Chase thing came out, no, Penny, the whole Chase thing came out long before you tell people it did. Penny got scared. That's why she ran to Chasing Truth. And only then people wanted to listen about Chase. But it wasn't about anything other than the billboards. You know who scammed off the billboards too? Christy Vincent. Yep, Christy Vincent.
I'm pretty sure. Detailing my communication and how I met Joey Sue, my communication and how I met Chase, my communication and how I met this Stacy person, and my involvement in the marathon. And that's it. Like, they know.
And I sent screenshots of all my stuff and conversations, which they're probably sick of it because Jody Sue sent hers in too, so they've got the identical conversations.
I mean, that's good though. That's good though. That's good. So, I mean, whoever this person is, it's, if I didn't delete nothing, y'all didn't delete nothing either, then that's what it is. So they got it. Because that is very, it's so weird. The whole thing was weird. Why? Actually, I texted her because somebody sent me a timestamp of Jody Sue over on AB's, and she was talking about, fake fish. That's how Jody Sue refers to the Stacy lady as the fake lady. So I sent her a message. I sent the Stacy lady a message the other day. I said, just want you to know that Jody Sue is continuously on YouTube making me out to be some villain because I believed you were who you said you were. This is unacceptable. I believed you and I trusted you, which I did. I know she's crazy for thinking the money you sent was for more than just help, because the Stacy lady said,
Blue Roof Dawn's camera literally points at the cemetery. Jonathan Lee Richards and Molly Golightly and them were there, and they were screaming across the street, and the wife of Blue Roof Dawn was screaming out and stating, we have a camera right here and pointing at it, and that camera was pointing directly at the cemetery road. So there's no way that wouldn't have been caught on camera. It's my belief Prayer Garden's either from here in Pittsburgh or Ohio, the Cleveland area. I can't prove who she is. I'm not going to start rumors. I've already said who I think she possibly could be. Hi, Miss Malseed. I don't know for sure. I don't know what your mom does, Becca. I don't know that much about you, but if she works with law enforcement, I'm happy that you have a little tiny bit of information to give us. And I do pray that my account is one being looked into, only because I've been hacked. I've been, yeah, Kathy. I believe her name is Kathy. I believe my account has been hacked. I believe that the people playing games, they'll find their IP addresses and see the comments. I actually welcome law enforcement to look into my account. I have nothing, not one damn thing to hide. So I pray that they are doing that. Please. Thank you for that information, Becca. Ah, I love it. Thank you. I appreciate you. Ziggy scammed your mother? What? Oh, girl. Maybe tomorrow you can come on a live one panel and talk about it. I would love to hear that. Yeah, we talked about it at the beginning of my live, Tanya. You can go back and listen. I don't want to go over it again. Kind of a sore spot for some. I don't know what to think of it. I didn't watch AB's whole video yet, but he posted something on his community wall. If you want to check it out, we definitely talked about it, and thank you for the update because I didn't know about it until this live. Yeah, I spoke about my thoughts on it. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this. Holy cow, 3 hours, guys! I did it. I'm not bored yet. We got 20 minutes, not even 19 minutes left of this live. Then I'll get going. What time is it? It's 10:17. I've been going to bed pretty early. I don't know how long I'm going to stay up. No, honey, they're not. AB had posted proof of it. A Balance, check his channel out. It's sad that he hasn't been adopted yet. He's handsome. Very handsome young man. He's going to be a heartbreaker. Don't break no girl's hearts. Learn, young man. All right.
Here she refers to her as the Stacy lady. Penny, how come you never showed this message you sent Stacy? And how come she didn't end up dead the next day like she did when I messaged her? You must not have pressed hard enough. I mean, shit. I must hold all the power. She ends up dead the next day? Where's your message to Stacy Slay? Let's see it. Let's see all your messages with Stacy Slay, actually. Do you have any of those? When is the community going to press Penny for her communication with Stacy Slay? Ever? Maybe her friends could do that. Chasing truth. Can you do that for me? As a favor this summer, can you ask Penny for her correspondence with the fake vet? Because if there's anybody that can chase the truth, it's you. And you didn't hold true to what you said you were going to do when you were up here last time. And I really need to find out the truth about Penny. So I'm asking Tracy to ask Penny for her messages with Stacy. All of them. Every single one. And Chase. 423 Chase, please. I'll never ask you for another thing again. That's all I want. I want all of Penny's messages with Stacy, and you should too. I need that from you.
That she was sending money to Jody Sue to help her for her and her kids. Period. No strings attached, right? And she did. She sent money.
My damn buttons are sticking and not typing everything out. This was supposed to be Jody 2, Linda cracking, Benny. That isn't supposed to be TT, but we can add TT to that if you had conversations. That was supposed to be Benny cracking. I don't know who that was supposed to be. TT. Mm-hmm. Summer is a cash cow. That's exactly what she's become. It hasn't been about her. Oh, Penny. Penny, Benny, Squall, Scott. That's who that was supposed to be. Scott. Scott. I'm sorry, my buttons are sticking. It is a disgrace. But see, you know what? No, I'm not even going to comment on the Molly thoughts right now because I'm confused about Molly too. Okay.
But anyway, I said, but I'm crazy for thinking that a card agent would reach out to me and Scott. She's been dragging me through the mud on YouTube for months, and you still don't care to either confess you were lying or tell the truth. You haven't even offered to.
No, emergency me. The phone's back working. Didn't you know? She freaked out today because I shared the number on my last stream. So I shared it again tonight. Penny's phone is working again. And she said that I would have to wait for her messages with Chase and that she would put them out. That was like 2 months ago. I've yet to get them. Yeah, her phone works again, Lippy. She said it's her daughter's now. And that she's not going to turn her chubby cheeks in the other direction this time. She literally said that, or her chipmunk cheeks, whatever. But yeah, it's back working. She's saying that I doxed her daughter's phone number. Swear. It's a Mother's Day miracle emergency. This shit is nuts. Stacy, tell him I could have monetized literally what? After my 4th live many moons ago, but I never did. That was long before summer. I was never monetized during the oh, you're here. One of my biggest haters. Thank you for coming in. Penny. Penny has the chubby cheeks. She said so herself on her community post today. Thank you for coming in so I could remove you from my channel forever. I just actually cleared my whole block list yesterday. So what I'm doing now is starting over and only keeping those blocked who truly will stay blocked forever. So the block list is clear and only the people that I want on it will be there. I don't have a single person blocked except you, Yalva, Volva. What's your name? Sorry, I can't read that. And one other person. There's only 2 people on my block list. Volva. Yeah, Volva is her name. So she was just talking shit to me the other day in my comments. Volva. Yeah. What's her last name again? Volva Barnson. We have a Volva in the chat. Who has chubby cheeks? Penny does. She said she wasn't going to turn her chipmunk cheeks in the other direction if I doxed the number again. Because, you know, only they can dox me. Oof. Well, hold on. Let me keep going. Volva, do you have chubby cheeks too? I bet you can't do it like Penny does, though.
To come on panel to explain or.
But he's got golf balls burrowed inside her cheeks. And she admits it. So, Volva, don't get too upset about it. She knows and she's proud of it.
Anything. You super chat Scott and you leave comments so people know you.
Yeah, chunky Volva. Oh, shit. I love my chat. Chrissy M, you're funny as fuck. Oh, shit. Maybe plastic stuff at GG.
You do exist, but they don't see you saying shit. You know, I don't know if you're aware, but while AB and Jody Sue in chat were dragging me, I was literally, I'm not going to read that part because it's not anybody's business on YouTube, what I was doing at that time. It involves somebody else who I don't want to talk about. I said, this is crazy. At least it's just me that gets heat for it, right? At least you can just hide from the accusations. Unless you do the right thing, please don't contact me again. So, still nothing. And that was, what even is today? It's the 15th. That was 2 days ago. At 6:58 a.m. So, I don't expect to be contacted again. Every now and then, she would text me still saying, checking on you.
I'm honestly not sure, Bella. It's strange they didn't start out together. Benny sort of started on his own, reached out to the Wells, Tim Mullins. I've gone over that many times. Then he went to Voices Behind the Wall. Him and Tiffany didn't like each other from a previous case. And then I think that what happened was, if I remember correctly, and I've gone over it, is Penny reached out to Benny and told Benny her military background. And Benny started to appreciate Penny and became friends with her because Tiffany and AB doxed Penny. I think that that's how that happened. However, there's a big possibility they were already talking. I'm not sure. I can only speculate off of what I've seen. But Benny had a live where he, and I've gone over it, where he brings out how exactly how TM and Benny were doxing Penny. And I believe that's where their public relationship started. Yeah, I think it was the classic and sincere case. I think you're right, Isabella. I didn't follow true crime as much as I do now. Now, I was subbed to like Jays for Justice and Voices. I don't know how I got subbed to them. I think it was during Chris Watts that I subbed to them. But I just used to watch them. I never chatted. I didn't really know how live worked all the way back then. And then I caught on following Summer's case. So I think it was classic and sincere. I don't know much about that case. Okay.
You know, sending me links to other stuff, kind of letting me know what's going on with other YouTube channels. I mean, it became very far and few in between, but every now and then she would still message me. And from what I understand, other people are being contacted by her. So I don't know. Have you heard from her?
I've not heard anything else from her,
Hmm.
nor do I want to.
Yeah, people are. Hmm.
I mean, I came up because I'm tired of being. I'm tired of you being accused. I'm tired of Scott being accused.
Also, a local I don't know much about, and she all of a sudden disappeared from Penny's panel. I, for some reason, feel like she was one of the locals that was on Jay's for Justice the night that Jay had all the locals on, which is another live I went over, which I maybe one day I'll go over it again. I just have so much content in mind. It's kind of sort of just what I throw up each day, what I feel like listening to, because there's so much to go back and look on. But if you remember correctly, around that time, the White Rabbit profile came out, and her and A.F. Pennington on their channels were making very similar content. So Honest Rage does bother me. She's changed her name to Honest Renee. I've never had a conversation with her. I don't know her real name in life, but I also find her fishy. I agree with that, in my opinion.
When we haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah. I mean, that's my truth. I thought that this lady was somebody. WC had doubts about her. We looked into her. It was questionable, and then we really stopped trying to communicate with her. She still would contact us from time to time. But do I know why she popped up? No, I have no idea. Um, at all. Like, and if people are still being contacted by her, or she's in contact with Jody Sue or whatever, I don't know. That's it. Just kind of like whenever Chase stopped looking for Summer. Like whenever that died down, the amount of conversation we had stopped tremendously. And whenever I've told Chase time after time after time after time, my channel is not for drama, because often he would want me to go live to address this or that. And I've told him so many times, no, my channel's not for drama. I don't want to go live about this. I think that that's kind of when other people started to come to his aid. But okay, I see. What is this going on? Why is people posting about Nita? What's going on? What's going on? Oh boy. Mhm. Oh, there you go.
Lippy.
Waiting at the local authorities. I need Penny email. Okay. Did you get it? I'm pretty sure she got it. Let me see if she emailed me. Pretty sure. I don't see an email from you, Nita, if you're still listening. And D Adams, if you're listening, I haven't heard from that person you emailed me about just now in a while. Not even in chat. Libya, if you're still here, let Nina know I'm looking out for her email. Look at chat. People are asking questions. Need to roll in chat. I mean, what was the questions? What
I can't
happened?
see any questions, so there's nothing on my phone. So if I have anything I can answer, just let me know.
Okay.
Because as I told Scott the other day when I talked to him, I'm not going to lie for anybody. This is just getting ridiculous. All the hate.
Yeah, but Linda, you did lie. You lied for Penny.
You lied for Jenny. You lied against me. You've tried to silence me. In my
Do you know how
opinion,
exhausting it is to sit around listening to these liars all day long? You know, I've told like one lie on YouTube ever. Get the fuck over it. Get over it already. I give no fucks. If that's the best you've got to say about me, I just don't know what to tell you. I'll never care. All these people sit around expecting me to care, and I just don't. You know what I do care about? I care about these people who scammed in Summer's name. That's all. Hold on, I'm reading an email. Oh, shit. What? I usually don't check emails when I'm live, but I have been. I'm sorry, it kind of distracts me a little bit, but that's really interesting. Christy Vincent, you better stop your shit. I have so many people to get back to. Oh my God.
Speaking of Scott, you were in the conversations with me, Jody Sue, and Kelly. Now, do you remember me ever saying Scott's a piece of shit, or that I said I don't trust Scott? Can you?
All right. So Linda was on all the conversations with Penny, Scott, and Kelly Fustos. Linda's holding on to a lot of information. Why? Yeah, she was on all the conversations, Michelle. And Penny said she was on every phone call with Jody Sue, which means Linda was on the phone call with Chase and Penny when Chase and Penny when they both told her Summer was alive in Indiana. Magically, Linda says she got the same phone call we all did, except that Summer was alive in South Carolina with Christy. She said that on this live right here. I don't even know what to do with all this. Like, honestly, all I can do is put it out there. And I've been live way too long. So what I'm doing is I'm coming back in the morning. I'm getting off of here because I've been live for 4 hours and 12 minutes. So people can speed this and get through it in 2 hours, like during the week or whatever, if they miss it. I'm coming back in the morning. I'm not finishing until I'm done with what I'm doing with Linda in the morning. And sorry, it's not organized, but I've got to do that stream and I've got to get it done with. So I've actually been holding off on that for a very long time. We're going to talk about that too. I'm just me, you just be you. Who's in Indiana? We're going to get to that. But I've had to put some things on hold because there's all of this stuff that just keeps coming up. There's stuff being dumped in my lap on the daily, and I can't get to it all. So what I'm going to do is I'm cutting this here. I'm coming back in the morning with the Linda Live, and then
I'm going to cut it here too. I need to look for the Linda Live. I don't know if Tiffany has it out. I need to find that. If anybody knows where that is, could you please link it in my comment section or anything else I asked for tonight? It would be a huge help because I do not have people that research for me. I do all my research myself since As Above, So Below, Tracy Cinchler from Chicago and Wisconsin has backstabbed me, hurt me, and caused me a lot of drama with Luminous and Ziggy. So I try to keep things to just my research and my thoughts and not others. If you have it, you can email me at ctsims2003@gmail.com. I don't always check it, but eventually I'll get to it and see it and cover it, Mother, because I think that's important. If Honest Rage was doing like Nita and asking for social security numbers and private personal information. That's strange to me that so many have done that in this case on YouTube. Please, I implore everybody, if people ask you for that sort of thing, don't give it to them. Just don't. We're just normal people, YouTube content creators that come out here and talk. We don't have credentials to take that information from you without proof. And no law enforcement agency or moderator or anybody has a right to ask you for your personal information like that. Not social security numbers. Maybe a name if you're hiding your face and playing games like many. That's not doxing. But when you get into social security numbers, VIN numbers, that's a problem. Yes, Nita did that. I've covered it, Bella. She did it in the public. Like, no fucks given, under a sunshine fund that was supposed to pay people's utility bills and rent. Also, while she's begging for money for herself. All right, guys. I'm going to conclude here. This is the conclusion of that live we've been watching. I believe this is the 4th or 5th live we've had on it. If you want to go back and watch the others, I'm sorry my personal life is being brought into this, but that's also my channel. I talk about a lot of things, and I want to remind people that my channel is not named the Summer Wells channel like PG's. I cover all kinds of crime, and I will continue to do so. Okay, guys. Peace and love. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for your support. Who was it? Becca. Thank you so much for your super chat tonight, love. I'm going to say goodnight. You all rock. I didn't give her shit. Good. I'm glad you didn't. Don't do that. Aw, thank you, Isabella. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. All right? Peace and love. I'll decide what we're covering tomorrow. There's so much I still want to go over. No, honey, thank you. Seriously. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.